Hello, baseball fans. Welcome to the Midnight Matinee. We're just taking a quick look here at the Buffaloes versus Fighters game because you'll notice something very important has happened. The roof is open at Escon Field, Hokkaido. You see there the manager Satoshi Nakajima and Tsuyoshi Big Boss Shinjo exchanging lineup cards. And Shinjo rocking the nice 20th anniversary Fighters uniform. We're going to be keeping an eye on this game as today goes on. But of course, our game for today's broadcast is here at the Lunadome, home of the Saitama Seibu Lions. Gabe Lerman in the booth with you. So glad to have you here for the Midnight Matinee as the Saitama Seibu Lions host the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. Joining me in the virtual booth is my usual companion, Mike Bealey. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Happy 4th of July weekend.
Boss Coffee, Calby Chips, I'm good over here.
And joining me on an exclusive engagement, we borrowed him from Baseball for Breakfast, Jimbo Bernicki from Montreal. Happy Canada Day, sir. Thank you for taking the time.
Happy Canada Day to you too, Gabe. Good morning, good evening, and good whatever you are, wherever you are today. We're going to have a great game today.
Absolutely, we will. Wow, the Lions Owendon is in full form today. We're in the suburbs north of Tokyo by about an hour by train. And as you can see, the left field stands packed to the rafters with Lions fans. It's worth pointing out that here at Balluna Dome, the home team actually has the left field bleachers.
Oh, that's an interesting detail.
They are one of only 3 ballparks in NPB to do this. The other 2 are Rakuten and Nippon Ham.
Getting a little ceremonial first pitch here.
Looks like possibly a relative of Wu Yen Ting, considering he's wearing his jersey. Ceremonial first pitch, distinctly Japanese. Always has a batter
perfect
there.
strike. Well done.
And the 2-man umpiring call with both Harry Hawk and Leo the Lion saying, "Yep, that's good." There's Wu Yen Ting himself. Once we get a chance to go through the lineups, we'll be able to explain what's going on here and why the Lions are wearing some interesting looking uniforms today.
I do like the neon numbering they have. It's almost nice enough to replace their usual jersey, but their usual jersey is a classic.
Absolutely it is. If anything, these reminds me of the Buffalo's summer jerseys from a couple seasons ago, which were gray and neon green. Here's today's starting pitcher, Chihiro Sumida. Garnered some Rookie of the Year attention with his debut last year. Highly anticipated player, but went 1-10 in 16 starts with a 3.75 ERA. A lot of hard luck in those results. This season, he's 3-6 in 10 starts with a 3.58 ERA, 1.428 WHIP. Nice improvement from last year, and as you can see on screen, winner of 2 of his last 3 starts. And against the Hawks, he's won 1 of his 2 starts, 2.53 ERA. So, Sumida will be taking the bump here. Lefty matchup up against a lefty-heavy lineup coming out of the Hawks dugout. If y'all tuned in last weekend to the Midnight Matinee, where you saw these folks at home at PayPay Dome in Fukuoka, a lot of familiar names, only one change in the lineup. The Kai Cannon, Takuya Kai, is getting the night off. Batting ninth and catching will be Hiroki Minei. There you see his previous outings. The win at home back on April 19th. 6 innings of decent ball. Looks like only 1 run. And then on the road at PayPay Dome, 4 2/3, allowing 3.
And Sumida is one of the more exciting prospects for the Lions right now. Back in 2021, he was selected by 4 teams in the first round, and the Lions were lucky enough to get his services after a very good university career.
Akira Nakamura starting things off, and the Hawks going with their alternate jersey here. First pitch in there for a strike. Good curveball there. Froze Akira Nakamura.
Nakamura is one of the leading batters in the league right now, and a great leadoff man for the Hawks.
Slow curve in there for strike 2. Sumida ahead early, count 0-2. The Hawks' black jerseys are in honor of their 85th anniversary as a franchise and 30th anniversary since moving to Fukuoka. He's going to lace this one over the head of Yamanobe at third into left field. That's collected by Takagi. Akira Nakamura continues his hot streak, and he's on board with a leadoff hit.
Well, you know, those first 2 pitches worked pretty well, but if you're going to throw the same pitch 3 times, he's probably going to tag that out for a hit.
There's our batting lineup. First baseman Akira Nakamura already led off. Second, shortstop Kenta Imamiya batting second. Kensuke Kondo in left field today and playing left and batting third. Yuki Yanagita, the DH. Center fielder Taisei Makihara, right fielder Tatsuru Yanagimachi. At third, Ryoya Kurihara. At second, Isami Nomura, as mentioned. Hiroki Minei at catcher. And now you hear the Hawks Owendon starting to chug up a storm there. Sumida will field this one. He's going to take the out at first. 1 away, runner advances to second.
And if you know Kenta Imamiya's game, that's pretty typical of him. He's the all-time leader in the PL and sacrifice bunts. He is a specialist in the sexy part of the game.
Absolutely. And you know this is Japanese baseball. Always bunt.
Though I'm not really sure the Hawks are in so desperate need of a runner in scoring position that they need to bunt in the first inning.
Nah,
Hey,
you always
batter.
bunt when you got a chance. You always bunt.
If the game
Drop all
plan
the
works, keep going with it. Let's not forget, the Hawks are competing for the Pacific League pennant.
Oh, a little technical blip here.
Volume control. Thanks to our producer.
It's a bunt.
Kensuke Kondo up to the plate. Yesterday he hit his 12th home run of the season. That is a new career high. It's only July.
And he's also among the league leaders with 44 RBI this season, having a really breakout year.
Well, part of that is not having to deal with the Great Wall of Sapporo Dome anymore. Pepe Dome is a little more forgiving of that, and there you can see 44 RBIs and 12 home runs, placing him respectively first and second. Chusei Manami of the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters leads the Pacific League with 14. So that high-priced acquisition of Kondo, much needed, much appreciated, helping the Hawks off to a hot start. There's that slow curveball again. Sumida's really finding luck with that curve.
It looks great, but you gotta, don't rely on it too much, or you're gonna end up getting hit like Nakamura did earlier.
You'll also see there, Kondo's batting .393 with runners in scoring position ahead of Tomoya Mori and Keita Nakagawa, two Oryx Buffaloes. I know clutch hitting is a bit of a myth, but Kondo may be disproving that or busting the myth. Fastball low and away, count is 2-1. In terms of Sumida's arsenal, look for him to throw a fastball sitting between 89 and 91 miles per hour, along with a cutter, slider, change, and forkball. So that slow curveball I've been calling is actually his fork. It's a really good one, as you can tell. Waits for the sign from Koga, the catcher.
Nice to hear all the Lions faithful being so loud today.
A lot of fans making the trip from Fukuoka here to Saitama. Fastball catches the outside, strike two. And that includes Hawks fans who may have just come over from Osaka. As previously mentioned, a lot of fans still in Osaka because the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks only moved there in 1988. Joseph Buckley checking in, asking a question. How are the Fighters so awful but have the home run leader right now? Well, hey, they're in 4th place in the Pacific League. And the answer is they could use a supporting cast.
I wouldn't say they're awful either.
Can't do it all. Oh, SP0, you're too kind. There's that changeup you see. Notice how the fingers were just all over the ball. Misses outside. Count is full. Kondo is an on-base machine. Always has been. The Hawks trying to do a little bit of a Viking clap there. Reminds me of the Icelandic soccer fans.
The full count coming up.
Grounded to first. Backing up there is Woon Yen Ting. That's in fair play. 2 down. Akina Nakamura advances to third, so 2 consecutive sacrifice hits. That'll turn things over to probably the next player to have his jersey retired on this Hawks club, Yuki Yanagita.
Now you talk about a player who's been having a great season. Yanagita, for someone who's had a fantastic career already, is even now having one of his best seasons he's had at age 34, having a fantastic stretch.
And 12 home runs, so he's right behind Kensuke Kondo in the home run chase. Or tied with him, rather. Waiting for the first pitch. Low with a curveball. Or breaking ball. Ball 1. I mean, we've talked about Yanagita's cramped awards cabinet enough last broadcast, but let's just run it down again quick. 8 All-Stars, 2 MVPs, 6 Japan Series rings, 4 of those with an MVP title, 8 Best 9, 6 Golden Gloves, 2-time batting champ, and 2-time Interleague MVP. And I think his 9th All-Star nomination is soon coming. Checked swing. That's fouled off to the home dugout.
And I think among those awards, I think you have to point to the most impressive being the 4-time Japan Series MVP. It's one thing to win a title, 6 times, but it's a totally different ballgame to be the 4-time Finals MVP. That's amazing. Just shows that he's got clutch. Maybe you think clutch hitting isn't real. I think he proves that.
Koga aiming high, chopped foul. That's going to end up in a Bat Boys mitt. Actually, that might have been the starter, Shuta Ishikawa. There's a replay on that. That hits dirt first. I don't know if we have exit velocity here, but that looked pretty sharp. Okay, the silver batting helmets look amazing.
That's true, yeah. The batting helmets do look excellent.
But you can only pull off that stunt in a dome stadium because otherwise the glare would be intense.
Ooh, oh my goodness, I didn't even think of that.
Forkball bounced into the dirt. Count is 2-2. Koyomi Matic, I think we got to talk about how the Seibu Dome came to be at some point during this game because it's an interesting story. Koga giving some signals. You can see the SoftBank mascot Shiba Inu in the dugout for the Hawks. That's a interesting travel companion. 15th pitch of the inning here from Sumida. Oof. Slider low. Count is full. Yanagita's making him work. If I can translate what they're saying, it sounds like Mo Ipai, which stands for one more. One more bad pitch. One more pitch in the zone to crank. Sumida waits for the sign from Koga. No need to check the runner at third. Full count on the way. Low and outside. Ball 4. Yanagita works the walk.
As much as I hate true outcome baseball, I mean, getting on base is better than not getting on base. So, credit to Yanagita there.
That is true.
Well, the difference is Yanagita actually does something other than bat 180 and hit a home run in every 10 at-bats or whatever, and then walk once or twice. He's actually a useful player.
He does it all.
Batting champion, so he's got the contact skill. And he's also signed for another
7 years?
seasons.
He
signed a 7-year deal back in the 2010 offseason.
Right.
Speaking of contact bat, Taisei Makihara, playing center field today, has won 3 rings with the SoftBank Hawks, was an all-star last year, and a member of the WBC championship team. Do you guys remember which player he replaced?
Not Ichiro, was it?
No, because it was this year's WBC.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, this year. Sorry, my mistake. I thought you meant a previous one.
He was an outfielder, though.
Pitch.
Chopped up to third. Good play by Yamanobe. That'll end the inning with a 0 put up there. Sumida gets through the heart of the Hawks order. He's going to turn it over to his batters. It'll be Genda, Yamanobe, Tonosaki starting off the bottom of the first. Get settled in, folks. We're in for a fun one.
The fans who've been keeping up with these teams know that the last couple of games we've had over the last 2 days have been very close, very exciting games. And now time for a little advertisement. Oh, Shuto Tonosaki also having a fantastic year this year. Nice to see him getting a little bobblehead. Or is it a bobblehead or just a statuette?
Hard to tell. Unless there's an earthquake rolling through the area, that head may not be bobbling.
I think it's a capsule toy.
Oh, cool. Looks like it'll be a giveaway on the July 16th game up against the Fighters. Oh, that says Boburu head, though. That is a bobblehead. Having katakana is so handy.
Yeah, that's something I need to work on.
Gotta start him young. Little Lions fan. I hope that's just water in the sippy cup. Lions Owen Don serenading their faithful with a beautiful fanfare to take the field. All right, so the player that Taisei Makihara replaced, Seiya Suzuki, who was injured with an oblique injury and was not able to participate. He was one of the 2 jerseys that players brought out onto the mound when celebrating the win in Miami.
Oh, that's sweet.
Shuta Ishikawa, the 31-year-old, part of that late 2010s Hawks dynasty. There you see his last few starts. That May 19th start is still up high in terms of innings pitched. Last 5 starts, he hasn't gone longer than 6. 0-2 in 5 decisions. First pitch chopped up the first base line. Ishikawa says, yoink.
That's a pretty great start to the evening.
1 pitch, 1 out.
Didn't even have any time to sing the praises of Genda, but I guess we'll have more time later as the game goes on.
Yeah, we'll have other opportunities, and Lord knows the human highlight reel will certainly have a chance to dazzle us. So, Jimbo, we better be on our best behavior. We could end up in a top 20 plays highlight reel at this point.
Oh, that's true.
I do try to bring in clips from our midnight matinees and baseball for breakfast when putting together the highlight reel dub, because that saves me time. Fastball pumped in there at 144 clicks an hour. Kakeru Yamanobe stepping in.
As
That
saw
one
there
gets
only
way away from Minei.
only 1 at bat so far this season.
Yep, 6 games as a defensive substitution for Kakeru Yamanobe. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball there from Ishikawa. Fastball, curveball, slider, forkball arsenal.
Ishikawa no more for his control than overpowering or breaking stuff. Oh,
Over the head of Nomura and into right field. First hit of the game for the Lions. Kakeru Yamanobe starts off his season. Now he's 1 for 2.
batting
How's that
500.
Yeah. I got a question here from Eugene Lavery. When's the next podcast? We're recording it Tuesday, folks.
And we try to upload them as fast as we can. Just sometimes there are some slight delays, like today when we all have to do a live baseball game.
Yep. Our most recent podcast is already in the can. Now it's just a matter of getting it uploaded. Yamanobe getting equipped with the oven mitt. There's a quick look at Kazuo Matsui, familiar face for Mets, Rockies, and Astros fans. We'll talk a little bit more about him later. Tonosaki now, the man we saw as the bobblehead, 2019 Premier 12 champion and 1-time All-Star. 2-time Golden Glover as well. 9 home runs. Not bad for a defensive second baseman. Tonosaki finally looks to be healthy and back in full form.
And in what's been a fairly disappointing season for Seibu so far, Tonosaki's been one of the few shining lights. He's really holding his own this season and producing at a high level.
He's the kind of a guy you can build a lineup around, especially as the next tranche of stars with Kuriyama and Nakamura both starting to get up there in years. Still producing. Take and Nakamura especially, my goodness. Minei saying roll the dice on that one.
Fortunate Nakamura is not in the lineup tonight, but maybe we'll see him as a pinch hitter later on.
The Seibu lineup has some big boppers in him, Watanabe. Minei is going to try the Kai Cannon. No such luck. Minei allows a stolen base from Kakeru Yamanobe, first of the season for Kakeru.
Well, it seems like he's got a taste for success, and now he wants the season to be more successful.
Let's see where that throw ended up. Nomura caught it high, and Yamanobe was able to sneak in under. When I visited Bill Unodome back in 2019, the outfield sections were not seated. They were lawn, just basically like a grass berm.
Oh,
so
that's
a
interesting.
little tricky for managing seats, and you had to either stand or end up on a picnic basket or a blanket. There's that forkball trying to sneak in there. No,
that was pretty good to me.
Minei not being able to get the frame job. Count is 2-2. Pete with a funny joke about Matsui's. All right, 2-2 on the way. Well outside. That slider seems to keep missing well outside. Count is full. Runner at second. That's Kakeru Yamanobe.
And we have in the chat here, Sean Andre Pangilian saying it's his first MPB game. Glad to have you here. I hope you enjoy.
If this is your first MPB game, be sure to comment in the live chat. We're keeping an eye on it, and you know, we occasionally get a little punch drunk once we get to 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. We're broadcasting from the East Coast here. Full count on the way. Chopped towards short. Imamiya has it. Throw on to first in time, and more importantly, checks back Yamanobe. There's that Golden Glover instinct from Kenta Imamiya.
And if you need a team to support, remember, when you tune into your first Midnight Matinee or Baseball for Breakfast broadcast, the rule is whoever wins is your team.
Okay, if it's an
If you
English
want.
walk-up song, you know it's got to be a foreign batter. And in this case, it's David McKinnon, Return of the Mac, as it says. 9 home runs with a .250 batting average in this, his first season in Japan. Signed with the Seibu Lions this offseason, along with Mark Payton, who is not in today's game.
Former LA Angel and Oakland Athletic.
Yeah.
Supposed
Drafted
to be
in the
Vegas
32nd
Athletics.
round, which is impressive. And still made the majors. Looks like he's done well. He's pretty active on Twitter, provided you can actually open it and get to his Twitter account. He seems to be enjoying himself over there. Oh, one on the way from Ishikawa. Ooh, bottom
big
fell out
swing.
that slider.
Oh, my.
0-2.
Going golfing there.
Preparing for the offseason already.
I'm noticing so far the Ishikawa's got an interesting arm angle in action. It seems like his balls really kind of whip out.
That may be in part from keeping him healthy for his injury, and that whip-like action may also be why he keeps throwing wide towards the left-handed batter's box. Poor Minei is going to get his steps in trying to chase all those down. You hear the Lions fans out there with Makinon, and you also got a good sample of the jersey designs. The gray jersey is a giveaway with certain tickets today. It's been a giveaway all weekend. McKinnon's going to flare this one to right. Yanagi Machi is going to give it a look and retrieve it to end the bottom of the first. Through one, we're scoreless. It'll be Yanagi Machi who just made that catch, Kurihara and Nomura in the top of the second for the Hawks. And I did see our producer spoiling one of the other reasons why we've got Jimbo here on the broadcast. Jim, tell us more.
That's true. Oh, whoa, with these loud ads coming in. We've got more baseball for breakfast coming up. We had an initial run to see how successful it would be, and all of you fans supporting it have led to us getting more games. First game will be Tuesday, July 11th, with Buffaloes versus Marines. Then will be Thursday, July 27th, Eagles against Fighters. Tuesday, August 8th, Hawks and Eagles. Tuesday, September 12th, Fighters and Buffaloes. All games at 5 a.m. Eastern. And don't worry, if you didn't catch all that, we will be posting it soon. But thank you to all of you who've supported baseball for breakfast, and we're very happy to bring you more games coming up.
I love these scoreboard shots. Holo! Especially when we get a lot of O's up. Also makes for a quicker game. Pitch clock? What pitch clock? We don't bother with that here.
Not real baseball. Pure baseball.
Yep, Baseball for Breakfast is on this channel, Eugene. 5 a.m. Eastern. So set your watches, pour yourself a bowl of cereal, get the coffee pot on the boil, and settle in for 9 innings before your workday starts. Jimbo and Mike will be on the call for those. Speaking of Mike, you've got your usual trivia cannon loaded, don't you?
Yeah, it's up there. It's ready to go whenever there's a good pause for it.
All right, so top of the second, or after the top of the second, keep an eye on chat. We're eager to see how many times we can stump you. There's Kazuo Matsui. Good glance at him. So now we can at least detail his exploits. Yes, former major leaguer, but with some interesting major league exploits. Not only did Kaz Matsui homer on the first pitch he saw in the majors, he homered in his first at-bat for each of his first 3 seasons with the Mets.
Oh, that's interesting.
Slow forkball in for a strike one against Tatsuro Yanagimachi.
I saw recently that Kazuo Matsui is one of the few members of the 30-30-30 club in Japan, having 30 stolen bases, 30 home runs, and a batting average over 300 in the same year.
It is pretty impressive. You look at some of the names on that list, guys like Tetsuto Yamada, Yuki Nagita, who's in this game. Pretty impressive group. And of course, Kaz Matsui is also a Japan Series champion. He won it in 2013 with the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. And then he kept playing for another 5 seasons.
Matsui also one of the relatively few, I'd say, switch hitters that we see in Japan. Well, back when he played.
1-2 on the way from Sumida. Flared out of play. Now, one thing I've noticed with the Hawks and Lions roster construction is that they don't really do platoon splits as much. In that we're seeing Yanagita, Kondo, and Yanagimachi all left-handed bats against a lefty pitcher in Sumida. 1-2 on the way to Yanagimachi. Grounded up the middle. Tonosaki gets to show off his finesse.
Oh,
1 down.
It was a bit closer than I thought it'd be.
Well, Tonosaki is a pro, and he knows exactly how much time he has. You look at that middle infield for Seibu. Tonosaki's got 2 Golden Gloves. Genda's won it every single season since he joined the Top Flight Club. That's 5 in a row at shortstop. The human highlight reel indeed. Ryoya Kurihara, first at bat of the game. Slider outside, but catches the corner. Strike 1. Now, one thing I noticed with Kurihara is that he also wears the captain's C for the Hawks, but it's silver. I honestly think he's the assistant captain, which is...
Yeah, because Yanagita definitely wears the golden C.
Yeah, but I know that the captain's C is unique to Japan, basically. Only Salvador Perez is a named captain in the majors. But every NPB team has a captain. Kurihara is going to lead by example, flared into left field for a base hit. Good knock for Kurihara. The captain for the Lions is, of course, Sosuke Genda.
What's impressive about Kurihara is that despite only being 26, he's already a 4-time champion. So, who knows how many rings he'll have by the end of his career.
That's true, and he missed a lot of last season.
What a beautiful hit.
With a torn left ACL and left lateral meniscus injury. Good to see him A, healthy, B, raking. Isami Nomura up to bat here. This is his second pro season. Wearing 99, doesn't have the same weight on this side of the Pacific as those of us in Canada, but hey, I'll take the Wayne Gretzky mention any chance I can get.
Is there a number like that?
In Japan, yeah. You wear 18, you better be an ace pitcher.
Oh, okay.
Look at Tanaka, Yamamoto, Daisuke Matsuzaka, all bearers of number 18. Count is 2-0 here. Good at bat so far by Nomura.
Roderick Tillman asking if MPB has an All-Star game. They do, and do we broadcast it? That I'm not sure. I don't think
we will not be doing that. That's the All-Star game is actually the property of NPB itself, not Pacific League TV. And there's also 2 games. You'll probably be able to see the highlights on the official NPB YouTube channel, which started up last off-season. In fact, I think they had a mascot competition there.
Ooh.
Nomura gets into this one. That's going to chase to the wall. Fence track, and that one's gone to the Owendon. Second home run of the season for Isami Nomura.
And that looked like it almost left the Balloonadome.
2-0.
What a shot.
Well, he did record 10 home runs in his rookie year last season. That's his second of this one. That's going to get a smile out of Fujimoto, the Hawks manager.
And we'll definitely put a dent in Sumida's ERA.
Let's take a look at the replay.
Woo.
That is a dome scraper for sure with that launch angle.
It's nice to see those lower power hitters who only get a handful of home runs in a season getting the pleasure to see one of those happen.
Good fork, good curveball there by Ishikawa to get ahead 0-1 on Hiroki Minei, his first appearance on these Midnight Matinees because he just signed with the Hawks this offseason. A 4-year deal worth $3 million after 8 seasons with the Bay Stars over in the other league that we don't talk about.
Minei, one of the few players on this Hawks team who isn't drafted and developed by the Hawks. Oh,
he's going to get into this one. That's the center field. Kishi has a beat on it, 2 down. Sumida able to bounce back quickly, gets Minei to fly out. Sean saying he's going to support the Hawks because it's Kodai Senga's old team. That is correct. Senga pitched 9 years with these Hawks, won a few rings, enough for like an entire hand. And then he's taken his ghost fork to Queens. Akira Ishikawa, second at bat of the game. Forkball in there for a strike, or for a ball. 3 Golden Gloves at first for Akira Nakamura, and won 2 postseason MVPs in the pandemic year of 2020. In total, Nakamura has 7 Japan Series championships, and was the hits leader in 2014. 2-0 on the way. Outside, count goes to 3-0. Now, Jimbo, if you're Akira, are you taking or are you swinging? Or
I'm usually more a fan of going for the swing on the 3-ball count. You know, it's what couldn't you lose? See?
Courtesy strike.
Fastball right down the middle. You could have gotten that.
Ooh, good question from Koyomi Matic. Does Alex Cabrera still have the longest home run in this stadium? I don't know, but that wouldn't surprise me. Those were some arms of his. Nakamura laces another one into left field. 2 hits so far today for Akira. Continues that hot streak. 2-out single. Runner at first now for Kenta Imamiya. But of course, with 2 outs, that means no sack bunts.
So if there is anyone who would go for a bunt with 2 outs, it might be Imamiya.
That is true. Then again, you're talking about a 6-time All-Star, 3-time Best 9, including last year, and 5 consecutive Golden Gloves from 2013 to 2017. Another key component of this Hawks dynasty.
The greatest bunter in Pacific League history.
Greatest sack bunter, I would point out. Pretty sure there's been some better bunt for hits, or bunters for hits. I can imagine Yutaka Fukumoto, the famous Buffaloes outfielder, would have something to say about that. He of the 1,000 stolen bases.
And my apologies if people are hearing airplanes over my mic. I live next to an airport, and there's a lot of late-night flights today, apparently, for Canada today.
A lot of tourists coming into and out of town, but don't worry, we don't hear it anything. 1-0 on the way to Imamiya. Forkball in for a strike.
Big-time breaking ball in there.
All right, so my scouting report may be wrong. Sumida does have a curveball in his arsenal, and that was it.
I think you may have mixed him up with Ishikawa on the other side.
Possibly. Entirely possible. 39th pitch of the game. Sinker outside. Count is 2-1. Hawks Owendon continuing to chant Kenta Imamiya's name. And Jimbo, you've been watching a lot of Hawks for the podcast. This seems like a typical performance for them so far, right?
Yep, absolutely. Tend to get out on early leads and hold it down with the bullpen as things go on. But like I said, these last couple games with the Lions have been super exciting. Both in the first game of the series, the Lions got out to an early lead, only for the Hawks to come back in the 8th. And then on the other side, their game yesterday, the Hawks had a huge lead, and then the Lions clawed back to a 5-run lead in the second half of the game, only to lose in extra innings. So, this is definitely not over.
That's true. The Lions can definitely get back in this game. 2-2 on the way. to shortstop. Genda, does he have another trick up his sleeve? Oh, what a cannon.
Makes it look so easy.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't win 5 Golden Gloves for nothing. Hawks stake to a 2-0 lead. Shuta Ishikawa coming to the mound.
And in the
Mike.
chat, Eugene Lavery. Oh, sorry, go on.
Mike, let's get that trivia cannon fired up. What do you got for us?
Your half-inning trivia question focuses on the Cebu Lions. Your question is, who is the all-time leader in triples? And your hint is he's currently playing.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Currently playing for the Lions or a different team?
He's in this game right now.
Well, it's not.
If you have an idea, drop it in chat. If you don't have an idea, guess and drop it in chat.
I'm digging the reverse pinstripes here for these Lions jerseys. Looks like that's going to be their summer jerseys. Lions Festivals, those are the dates.
Those are very cool, but they look very Bay Stars. Like, it's an interesting design.
Well, that light blue has always been a Lions color dating back to their 1980s dynasty when they were known as Invincible Cebu. We got a little bit of Dynasty v Dynasty here. The Lions back in the 1980s were the team to beat. An incredible bunch that won something like 8 Japan Series in the decade, and then won another couple in the 90s. Compare that to the Hawks, who beat every single Central League team, winning 6 or 7 rings in the 2010s alone.
NPB as a whole seems to be a league of dynasties. You had the Giants dynasty of the 50s and 60s. You had the
famous V9.
You had the Lions dynasty of the 80s, and then the Hawks dynasties of the 2010s.
And the Buffaloes dynasty of the 2020s. What? Who said that? No one.
Time traveling?
Yeah, you're right. No one said that. It's not going to happen.
Ishikawa fastball high for ball 1. Wu Nian Ting, the first baseman today. I think I'm pretty sure that was a family member who was throwing out the first pitch, brought over from Taiwan. Wu Nian Ting participated in this year's WBC as a member of the Chinese Taipei team, including playing games in his home ballpark, along with Yu Chang, Captain Yu. And man, what an atmosphere those games were.
The WBC was such a pleasure. What a fantastic week in the winter? Yeah, it was winter, right?
It was March, yeah. Count quickly,
spring.
2-2. Ishikawa gets a comebacker, fields it with ease. 1 away. One thing I love about the Owen Don is when those cheer songs get sort of stifled and muted when the batter grounds out a little too early. This goes slider. Good work there by Ishikawa to spot it. Koyomi Matic agree. Yeah, I agree. WBC was peak baseball. No one can say otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Junichiro Kishi had to pull a Mario duck button there to get out of the way of that floated breaking ball.
Wave dashing.
L cancel. Fastball high. Count is 2-0.
Oh, do we have any fighting game fans in the chat?
On deck, Wataru Takagi waiting for his first start of the season. He's playing left field today. Fastball is over. For strike 1. Another changeup. Count is 3-1. Mine not getting the call there. Kishi was drafted from the Independent League, the Tokushima Indigo Sox from the Shikoku Island League specifically.
Ishikawa making a quick work here today, only getting slowed down by batters backing out.
And a good sell there by Kishi to get the walk. Must have convinced the umpire that was outside.
Just sort of decided, well, look, I'm going to leave no matter what happens here, okay?
I'm going to get my lunges in. Yes. Okay, taking the walk. So the Lions have a base runner with 1 away. Bringing up youngster Wataru Takagi. First round pick in 2018. Spent most of his time in the Western League, which is the minor league the Eastern League minor league for the Cebu Lions.
I believe playing his first game this season.
That is correct. We've seen a lot of Shohei Suzuki in left. He's getting the day off. There you see his results in the Nigun, the minor leagues. 3 home runs, 272 batting average. Fastball high for ball 1. Ishikawa's had success against these Lions in the past. His first career shutout back in 2020 was against Cebu. Forkball in there for strike 1. I will say, I do like other broadcasts' score bugs a little bit better because I have to guess at the pitch types here. You remember last weekend, the Hawks score bug actually shows pitch types.
Oh yeah, it's such a pleasure to watch Hawks games because of that.
And if you know a little bit of katakana, you can even translate the pitch types yourself. If you need to learn katakana, there's plenty of resources out there, or listen to the podcast, the How to Speak PL sequences, detail a little bit on how to translate Japanese baseball terms to English. 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First K of the game for Ishikawa.
I was going to say, it's a bit surprising that Takagi was a first-round pick back in 2018. He's only played 32 games at the major level. I guess maybe we see why there.
Well, it could just be a matter of a slow development. Takagi is an outfielder, and you know that the Lions have had some pretty excellent ones. Aito and Raito, Shohei Suzuki, Kishi, Tonosaki's had some games out in the outfield, and as well as Takumi Kuriyama. Up next, the catcher, Yuto Koga. Tomo Yamori, of course, the former catcher for these Lions before signing with the Orcs Buffaloes in the offseason. So they've tried Seina Tsuge, Yuto Koga, and one other fellow whose name eludes me at the moment. Third round selection in 2022, so he's a very green rookie. The 23-year-old is getting the bulk of the starts right now. He played in last night's game as well.
Given the way the Lions season's gone so far, it's not surprising they're trying out some youngsters, trying to see if maybe they can develop something here.
Catch a spark. Squisher King. Since when was NPB on YouTube? Since last season, actually. Actually, no, we started up the Pacific League English YouTube 2 seasons ago. But live broadcasts were a thing last year. Live broadcasts with the broadcast being saved, new to this year. So if you want to catch up on your Japanese baseball with English commentary, take a look in the live tab for the previous broadcasts. You'll be able to hear Jimbo and me, including a rare interleague broadcast, our first ever, as the Buffaloes hosted the Bay Stars, and a certain YouTube vlogger getting the start for Yokohama. Courtesy check-in over at first there to keep Kishi honest. Koga down 1-2 to Shuta Ishikawa. One, two on the way. Fastball high. Interesting zone there.
Yeah, this ump's got a very tight strike zone today.
Appreciate the subscription, Squisher King. You'll be notified of all of our highlights, some of which with English commentary, and of course, all of our live broadcasts. Mine's going to try and get another base runner. Not in time. We may see a call down to the video review.
I think we will. The Hawks manager is a big fan of using video review, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see one here.
Hey, we got a viewer from LA. This is actually a reasonable time for you. Now you get to feel what we feel like every time we're watching a Angels or a Dodgers game. Kishi is... Oh, that's going to be very close.
Great throw. Perfect throw.
Great throw.
Maybe he just missed him on the tag, though.
Yeah, it looks like the tag was late. That ball's going to skitter away. Good heads-up base running by Kishi to scurry back in time. Interesting helmet there by Mine. I know Takuya Kai's gone to the more common North American goalie-style mask.
But yeah, I have not seen that before. I was just noticing that. It's kind of a skull cap.
Yeah, a little bit of like a aerodynamic. You know, with a better throw there, maybe Kishi might have gotten Toot Bland, but he's back in time. For anyone who watches Japanese baseball exclusively and wondering what the heck I just said, Toot Bland means thrown out on the base paths like a nincompoop. Koga works the walk, so back-to-back walk, or 2 walks here in the inning for Ishikawa. Takuya Hiruma, rookie right fielder, into the game. Just hit his first pro home run in the week prior. We actually talked about it on the coming podcast. 1-0 on the way. Curveball floated in. Count is 2-0. A little bit of control issues here for Ishikawa. He seems to be nibbling around the borders there a little bit. As you mentioned, that interesting delivery, Jimbo. Now, he did have a year off, basically, 2019. Had to spend some time rehabbing right elbow pain. And then an ankle injury in 2022 shortened his season to only 23 games. 2-0 on the way. Inside ball 3.
And he's making that he's making that ball whip, but he's just not finding the strike zone with it.
We're watching him whip, but can we watch him nay-nay?
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'll see myself out. 3-0 on the way.
There we go.
Over fastball in for a strike. Yane chatting to his pitcher. Henry asking about the base stars. No, that particular player pitched yesterday. Some interesting highlights. I'm not going to say more about that, in part because we don't have the rights to them. That one's going to be flared out of play. But Kuriyama's going to haul that one in foul territory. Inning over. Ishikawa dances between the raindrops. Score is still 2-0 Hawks as we head to the top of the 3rd. Mike, what do you got on that trivia answer? Did anyone get it?
Nobody got it. There was only about 3 guests in the chat, but the question was, who is the all-time leader for the Saber Lions in triples? And your hint was he's currently in this game. Your answer is Kazuo Matsui with 51 triples.
Oh, boo. Wow.
Oh, man. You swerved on us there,
That's
Mike.
dirty. Oh, man.
So, but while the Hawks are getting ready to come up here in the top of the 3rd, it's a shame that this game wasn't last week and last week's was this week, because then I could have mentioned that in Fukuoka, they do celebrate Canada Day, much like Jimbo and I are doing here this weekend. Back in the 2010s, there were a number of sponsored events where there was a Canada Dry ginger ale drinking competition. They had Tim Hortons coffee. They brought over some donuts, beaver tails, maple syrup aplenty, and your friend and mine, Munenori Kawasaki, recorded an interview in English from Fukuoka to promote the event and saying how much he misses his fans back in Toronto.
I wish you could have seen how bewildered I looked at. Among all the things you said, it was the Canada Dry Ginger Ale was the one that really threw me for a loop there for a moment.
Well, it's not like they can do a drinking competition of Labatt Blue or Molson Canadian. I visited Japan back in 2019. I scoured all over. I could not find a single drop of Canadian export beer.
I'm supposing it is the most popular beer in Japan, Sapporo, I would assume?
I think it's Asahi.
Asahi Super Dry.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right.
Speaking of which, if you are planning to go to Japan, make sure that a stopover in Seibu or in Tokorozawa for a Lions game is part of your itinerary. You may have to navigate the tickets page with a little bit of help from Google Translate, but It's a pretty easy process, and you can also purchase tickets from Lawson or 7-Eleven convenience stores. Sumida pumps in a strike. Good changeup there. Ooh, good point, Henry. We'll do an out-of-town scoreboard update in the next inning break. Mike, if you could get that queued up now, please. Kondo watches a curveball sail in, ball one. Yeah, Kono Takahashi and his luxurious locks. I think he was the starter in last night's game. Kondo takes that one low.
In regards to your mentioning earlier about how many left-handed bats the Hawks have, I was watching a game the other day, and my friend was over, and he said, so do all the players in Japan bat on the left? Because there's just so many left-handed batters for the Hawks.
That is true. 3-1 count here from Sumida. Kondo
All the cool kids bat left throw right.
Kondo is one of 2 players in this game who's won the International Treble, Premier 12 Championship through the World Baseball Softball Confederation, Olympic gold medal at the 2020 Olympics, and the 2023 WBC. The other is his opponent, shortstop Sosuke Genda.
Kondo thought he had a walk there. See a replay on that breaking ball.
Good call there by, or good frame there by Koga. Very young battery here between Sumida, sophomore, and Koga, a rookie. Full count on the way. That's going to be into the exciting... Oh, off the top of the netting. Hung from the lid there. See the changeup grip. Off the end of the bat from Kondo.
I've noticed lately the Balloonodome nets seem to be very taut because balls fly off them. They don't just fly into them. They bounce right back.
Well, you've seen plenty of highlights of adventuring outfielders jumping into those nets. That's the reason they're taut. They have to support a whole human body weight crashing into it. How many times have Aito in Raito left a grease stain from his face in those nets? I don't want to know. The dome also lets us get that really cool overhead view.
Kondo definitely earning his keep here. I believe the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
And that keep is an expensive one. 7 years, $50 million to come from the Fighters to the Hawks. Flared into left center field. That will be splitting the outfielders up against the wall. Kondo on his way into second. The leadoff
easy
double
stand-up
here for the
double.
Hawks.
Perfect. You see why Kondo is having such a great season so far. Really had a lot of patience that at bat and perfect technique to get that ball out into the outfield.
The 1-2 punch of Kondo and Yanagita reminds me of some of those 2015 Blue Jays clubs where, okay, we can't deal with Donaldson, let's walk him. Crap, after him's Bautista. Who's after him? Crud, it's Encarnacion. Oh no!
Oh man, some memories of those teams. The playoff run that they went on. That was very exciting time to be a Canadian baseball fan.
Yeah, it's a shame the 2015 World Series got canceled. Would have been nice to see the Blue Jays in it. Yanagita is 0 for 0 with a walk so far today. Runner on second, nobody out.
Oof,
Chops at
big
that
swing.
one. That's through the wickets of the umpire.
Speaking of wickets, the Ashes are on, though not right now yet. Though very exciting cricket series going on. If anyone in the chat,
the podcast, yeah.
if anyone in chat is a cricket fan, sound off there. And who are you supporting, England or Australia?
Koga setting up outside. That's chopped just foul. Yin Ting is going to distribute a souvenir. The one knock against Yanagita, the only knock, is that he's a little 3 true outcomesy at times. That uppercut swing does lend itself to a lot of home run power, but also the occasional strikeout.
That is true. But he has a tendency, he has a flair for the dramatic, let's say, for how when he hits those home runs.
Oh yeah, if he hits it, it's gone. Try the fastball outside. No nibbles there. We ran down the gauntlet of Yanagita's awards chest. Notable absence, the WBC championship. He declined the invite for this year's club to focus on the season to come. At least he still got an Olympic gold medal. Sounds like the Hawks Owen down, just shortening the last name to Gita. That is one of his nicknames. Now, I know what you're thinking. That lid at the Balloonadome sure seems a little odd. That's because it's an aftermarket addition. When the ballpark opened in 1979 as Seibu Field, it was an open-air ballpark. The lid was added in the 1990s to try and allow more home games. Swing and a miss, strike 3 from Yanagita. Sumida gets the K, his first of the game. Because it's an aftermarket edition, it requires support struts and still lets in outside air all around the ballpark. So if the rain's coming in heavy, those of you in the first few rows may get wet.
As you see that forkball there by Sumida getting his first strikeout of the night.
Mm-hmm. Also, I can imagine it gets real stuffy during, it looks like Yanagita got a haircut. The locks are a little shorter than I remember. He was showing off his top knot last week.
Is a glorious head of hair.
Someone signed that man to a Head and Shoulders commercial. Stat. Taisei Makihara grounded out to third his first time at bat. Interesting nickname for him, King Joker. In part because of his jack-of-all-trades defensive versatility. Center field, second base, shortstop, third, corner outfield, you name it.
Whoa.
Makihara can play it.
Ball tight there. Surprised it didn't hit him.
East Bay commenting, hoping for a samurai outfield of Yoshida, Yanagita, Seiya. Yeah, Kondo was definitely a valuable addition there. And of course, we can't ignore the mighty Tatchan, Lars Taylor Tatsuji Nutbar, and his contributions to the club. Lars Taylor Tatsuji Nutbar, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes Lars Taylor Tatsuji Nutbar. Yeah, we're okay. I don't want to name DMCAs, so we're going to stop there. 3-0 count. Sumida working here to Taisei Makihara. Sumida checks in on the runner at second. Kondo still there. Change up in for a strike.
Squisher King asking how big Nutbar really was in Japan. I believe he got some endorsements. Like I think he had a huge impact from a popularity standpoint of the whole thing.
The pepper grinder celebration made its way to the high school baseball diamond. Let's put it that way.
And that's the peak of baseball in Japan.
Giri they use as the onomatopoeia. He's also signed endorsement deals with an eyewear company, and appropriately enough, a snack company, so you can go buy a Nutbar.
Sumida issues another walk there. It seems he's throwing a lot of breaking stuff, not a lot of fastball action today.
I want to get back to a question that someone asked earlier. I think it was Eugene asking, who has the most fans in the Pacific League?
I think he said who was the best fans in the Pacific League, and he guessed the Marines.
The Marines, I will say the Marines outfield cheering section is definitely the loudest and the most passionate.
I think it depends on how you define best fans, right? Because in terms of loudest, it would be the Marines. I'm trying to think, maybe most loyal. Who would you say? Maybe Eagles or Oryx, perhaps?
Yeah, the Eagles, because of the association with that club, the Air Championship and the earthquake. Lions as well, I think they've got a hearty contingent.
Yeah, for sure. That's actually the thing I love most about MPB is that there's no right answer. All the teams have amazing support, and even when they're down, they tend to have a lot of fans at the games.
Except for the Giants. There are
That's
English
different.
Giants fans.
That's completely different.
Sorry, I stole that one from a friend online who was teasing some Giants fans about how there's no English Giants fans.
Well, they're not allowed. I mean, what are you going to do? Oh, and there's the fastball. See, he can get strikes with that.
Yanagi Machi joined the Hawks in 2020, won the Japan Series with the club that year. Also a gold medal winner at the World University Baseball Championship back in 2018.
No, there was a World University Baseball Championship. That's interesting. Do they play like NCAA teams?
That's a good question. I do not have that information. It may be intramural.
Do a quick look into that.
Yanagi Machi got his big break with the Hawks back in 2022 when Kurihara got that ACL injury, and Tatsuru took over in left. He's playing right field today. Remember last week, Kondo was DHing and Yanagita was in right. This is the more typical outfield setup of Kondo in left, and getting some Golden Glove chatter there, by the way. Makihara in center, and Yanagi Machi in right. You can see on his jersey sleeve there the double anniversary patch for the Hawks. 85 years as a franchise, and always one of the most successful in the Pacific League. 1-2 on the way from Sumida. Chopped up the middle. Genda holds. They're going to go for the double play, and that's beautiful. 6-4-3. The up-the-middle combo working magic again.
Tonosuke Genda connection. So the World University Baseball Championship seems to be, it's not universities themselves, it's university-age players who play an international championship.
Like an under-23 competition.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm not sure how many NCAA-related players would play because, you know, they can be kind of uptight about that. But the United States has won 3 titles in the competition, putting them just ahead of Cuba and Japan. Surprisingly, Cuba's won 2 of them.
All right, the Lions box score there, reminding all of our British fans to take a quick bio break in between innings. And you'll join us for the bottom of the 3rd. Mike, what's our out-of-town scoreboard update?
There's only one game going on. Nippon Ham versus Oryx. 1-0 Oryx. Home run was hit by Kotaro Kurebayashi.
Hey, Kurebayashi, the shortstop. Nice work there, although I can take a look. Bases are loaded with 2 down. Taisuke Yamaoka in a bit of a pickle. Let's see if he can get out of that jam. Other games going tonight. None others in the Pacific League. There is one other in the Pacific League. CC Mercedes and the Chiba Lotte Marines will be hosting Masaru Fuji in his first start of the season, and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. That game going just about now, actually. It's
some of you may
midnight
heard
in the Central Time Zone.
Some of you may heard the organ was playing for the Lions for just a moment ago. I think the Balloonodome is one of the few arenas in Japan that has an old school organ still, and man, is it beautiful to hear.
That is true. Here's a replay on that. Oh my goodness. Kondo had to deke that
flick.
ball.
Flick.
He almost blocked Genda. How the heck did Genda even see that one? 6-4-3. Pretty as they come.
No, what a gorgeous double play.
Speaking
as
of which,
Genda comes to bat here.
Let's see if he's going to be first pitch swing here. Nope. Fastball. Now we can talk about his plaudits. 2017 Rookie of the Year, 4-time All-Star, 4-time Best 9. Fastball inside. Count is 1-1. And an impressive display. He won the WBC championship with a broken pinky finger.
He broke his right pinky finger.
He broke his right pinky during the game against Korea in the round robin, and still played with it taped up. Poor guy had to lay down a sack bunt with a busted right pinky.
Ooh, that's brutal.
That
Whoa.
was just about in on his shoulder pad, but he
Yeah.
swings, and that's going to end up in the expensive seats.
I don't think I've ever seen a player swing at a ball coming more directly for their chest.
That may be more in self-defense than anything. Ishikawa deals low. Ball 2. Ishikawa's an interesting prospect or a player in that he started as a member of the developmental squad. So he was not part of the 70-man organization roster. Check swing. He goes around. Strike 3. Genda down on strike.
Ishikawa, I believe, picking up his second strikeout of the night so far.
That's quite right. This is also Ishikawa's first season as a married man. He married a member of a Japanese idol group back in January.
So I believe that idol is Mina Oba.
Yamanobe swings and misses at strike 1. Got a hit to left field in his first at-bat. And yeah, Quentin, the jerseys are sharp. These are in celebration of the Cebu Railway Company and their brand new express train called the La View. Introduced in 2019, the La View features a weird oval front, something out of a science fiction film, and almost floor-to-ceiling length windows, which is unheard of on a commuter train.
Ooh,
You'll be able to
that's
see those.
very cool. Ooh.
Yeah, you'll be able to see those on the Cebu Railway, especially since you usually need to take that railway to get to the Cebu Dome, or the Balloonadome here. There's that vertical integration. Cebu not only owns the ballpark and the team, but the railway used to get there, the department store where the railway terminates, and the hotel you'll probably need to stay in if you're sleeping over in Japan.
Wow, that's a good business model.
Flare to left. Kondo hauls that one in. 1 now.
I almost, I look at these jerseys, I almost love them enough to be the regular jerseys, but then I remember how clean and classic the normal Lions jersey looks, and it's a hard sell.
Oh my goodness, I recognize this song. It's the Get Done meme track. Tonosaki, what are you doing? Quick! Pull out the cartridge and make them all jiggle.
I've noticed that from some players. I'll hear this song and I'm like, I know that from a meme. I don't know what it is, but I've heard that before.
Danny Riz commenting that the fighters are starting to unload a little bit on the Buffaloes. 4-0 fighters. Bottom of third. 4-1, sorry.
You say slowly, painfully, through gritted teeth.
You know what? I can cheer for just about anyone on any given day. Especially since, let's not forget, the Fighters are one of the 2 teams I cover in the podcast as well. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about when I refer to the podcast, it is the unofficially official podcast of the Pacific League English YouTube channel. You'll be able to listen to those here on this YouTube channel, and we're working on getting them published to Spotify and other podcast platforms soon. Ooh, what's written on the mound? Asked Lucy Moody. All right.
I think we got a brief shot of Carter Stewart Jr. there in the ball dugout.
Yakupaku.
And what does that mean?
Well, Paku stands for park at the end, but Konyaku? That I don't know. That almost sounds like a ingredient, like konjac.
Wow. Well, I don't know how that wasn't a strike, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, it is. It's a root vegetable.
Oh, Kyo Mimetic says there's a fighter who comes out to his favorite theme song. It's from Fist of the North Star. I know you know who it is. I'm totally blanking on his name.
Kiyomiya? Manami?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
No. Oh, fighters. No, I was thinking of Buffaloes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're thinking of Yutaro Sugimoto,
Yes.
named Rao. Now, I'm not sure why it's advertising konjac. It's a relative of the Tato family. Go down to the appeal. No swing. That'll be a walk for Tonosaki. And yeah, the old school organ is definitely a nice touch. Oh, that's a close call. I think Tonosaki himself was thinking he struck out there, but up. First base umpire says, nope, you are safe, my man. Two outs, runner on first for David McKinnon. All right, so I'm guessing that the mound advertisement has something to do with the advertisement behind the backstop, and that's another distinctly Japanese thing, how big those are. Because that's some sort of fruit jelly, and it's got the same characters for konnyaku. Tasty.
Oh, the little fruit things they advertise. I really want to try them. Just showing that advertising works.
Yeah.
And he made it.
Running on 2 out, Shuta Tonosaki says, hey, it's not Kai's not behind the plate. I'm going to hustle. You have to wonder how much of an effect having Kai and his ridiculous sub 2-second pop time is on suppressing the running game.
Whoa. Still a fantastic throw, but great running by Tonosaki there.
You see there, 15 successful stolen bases, 938 success percentage. Kaz Matsui likes this post. Quick confab on the mound between Mine and Ishikawa.
And as I said, Tonosaki's been one of the few highlights of the Lions so far this year. He's really the heart of the offense, and as you see there, he's doing what he can to keep to be a spark plug going forward.
If you tuned in right as we got underway and you saw that opening slide, you may have recognized David McKinnon as one of the foreign players on the Lions roster. NPB teams are limited to only 4 foreign players on the top flight club. McKinnon's one of them. Wu Yanting, who plays first, is the other one. Dietrich Enns is a 3rd foreign player on the club. He's a starting pitcher, not appearing in today's game. And I think Mark Payton is the 4th. You'll often see foreign players sign with NPB clubs mid-season as they adjust their roster. As Ishikawa runs the count to 3-0. It's the old adage. You got 2 months to see what you got, 2 months to fix it, 2 months to win. We're in the fix-it phase. 3-0 count, and that is a 4-pitch walk. Ishikawa, again, struggling with his delivery a little bit.
Oh, I just realized that Docomo Business ad was not a tech talk. That shows how rotted my brain has become. I thought it was the giant TikTok logo.
NTT Docomo, one of the providers of cell service in Japan. If you're renting a global a mobile Wi-Fi hotspot, or if you're roaming there, it's either Docomo or SoftBank.
Oh!
That is hit an absolute ton. If it stays fair, it's gone. That's off the foul pole. Wu Yanting flips this game on its head. 3-2 Lions.
As Coy Turnbull says, they didn't want a McKinnon bomb. Instead, they got a Wu Yanting bomb. Absolutely crushed that ball out to right field. Now we have ourselves a ball game.
Absolutely we do. Chihiro Sumida staked to a lead now. Worth pointing out, Wu Yanting didn't play in the Taiwanese league at all. And to hit that in front of your family member who threw out the first pitch.
Oh, that's true. Oh, what a wonderful thing. What a wonderful little story there.
Absolutely. It was only a matter of if it was going to stay fair, and I think that thing clanged off the foul pole. Let's see if we can get the full replay.
Oh, well, I'm sure they'll show it eventually.
Our producer really liked that home run. We got some fans even in the organization.
Oh my.
Oh, Takagi or Kishi gives this one a ride. That's only to the warning track. Kondo will collect it and end the bottom of the third. Kensuke or Wu Yen Ting puts a charge into the baseball and a charge into this crowd. Third of the way done. Lions 3, Hawks 2.
I thought we were about to see the floodgates crash up and after that next hit.
Loud, but staying in the ballpark. You see there Wu Yen Ting rehydrating. For those of you who are not broadcasting, making sure that you have yourself a beverage of your choice. For me, I'm just going to re-up on the water.
I got myself some water and some iced coffee for when we get into the later innings. Because I have no problem waking up at 5 a.m. for a baseball game, but it is hard for me to stay up past 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go make some Diet Cola in the soda stream. Mike, Jimbo, you all can take the next inning. I'll be back later on, folks.
All righty. So it brings us to the top of the 4th inning. Sumida getting back on the mound. And let's see who's coming up to bat here. As we just have a bit of a lull in the action here, waiting for the offense to come out. Emergency team meeting. How many? Oh, we're going to get a replay here of that Wu-Ting home run. Absolutely smacked that out of the stadium. And let's see, did that... Oh, it just landed fair. Didn't hit the foul ball, just curled around it. With a amazing home run by the Taiwanese player. I think his 3rd of the season, if I remember the stat line correctly, but we will see later. And the first pitch, breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. And who do we have here? It's Ryoya Kurihara. Only 26 years old, part of the new Hawks dynasty, as it were. In the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. Kurihara at 26, there's a bit of a weird separation on the Hawks team. You have players in their 30s, early to mid-30s, I should say, and some mid-20s players who are sort of like the second generation of this Hawks team, as the breaking ball swung again for strike 2. Oh, more like the changeup. Sumida's got a really interesting arsenal and showing a lot of good stuff tonight, though his command has been a bit suspect. But I think that's a little bit more of the strike zone, personally. My own personal assessment. With the 1-2 pitch coming up. Fastball definitely high for ball 2. Kurihara having a decent bounce back season from coming back from injury. As the 2-2 pitch. And it chopped into the grounded foul, I should say, for, keeps the count at 2-2. Two pitch coming up again for Sumida. Ooh, chopped up the middle again to collect it and flips it over. Whoa, a little bit high, but perfect throw to first base for 1 away. And that should bring up Isami Nomura, who hit a home run in his last at-bat. We're going to see a replay of that here. Man, the 2 home runs we've seen so far this game were absolute moonshots, nearly falling out of the stadium. Well, a dome scraper, as Gabe put it earlier. So, Nomura here. First pitch, just inside for strike 1. In his second season, as I said, that was the second home run of the season, batting .308 so far this year. Definitely having a decent start to his sophomore campaign. And grounded off to first base, collected and flipped over to Simura, who came over from the pitching mound, 2 away here in the middle of the 4th inning. That should bring catcher Hiroki Mine to a bat. Getting the at-bat underway. First pitch, fastball high and outside for ball 1. Hiroki Mine actually won the spring Koshin back when he was in high school, as I saw some people in the chat mentioning the Koshin. Unfortunately, we don't get to broadcast the Koshin here at Pacific League TV, but it is a wonderful tradition. This is the 1-0 pitch coming up. Fastball just outside for ball 2. You see Koga there. Kind of looking like he was having some communication issues with Samir earlier. It's the 2-0 pitch coming up. Fouled off to the backstop for strike 1. So happy to have you all here tonight. We're having a great game so far, and keep interacting with the chat. We'd love to hear your comments and opinions, and we'll try to read more and have some more trivia as the game goes on. It's the 2-1 pitch coming up here. Sweden with the breaking ball way inside for ball 3. As I said earlier, Mine is one of the few players not developed by the Hawks, signed over from the Bay Stars this season. At the 3-1 pitch coming up. Skied out to the right side in foul territory. That can be collected by Wu Yingting as he grabs it to end the inning. That's 3 away. Smita gets out of that inning pretty quickly, and that brings us to the middle of the 4th with the Lions on top of the Hawks, 3-2. And once again, I'd like to thank you all for being here for the Midnight Matinee, but we also have a bunch of upcoming Baseball for Breakfast games coming up. On Tuesday, July 11th, we have the Buffaloes versus the Marines. Thursday, July 27th, Eagles and the Fighters. Tuesday, August 8th, Hawks and Eagles. And Tuesday, September 12th, Fighters and Buffaloes. All games start at 5 a.m. Eastern Time, and we'd love to have you there. And as always, even if you can't make the games, just if you can't make this one, we've always got replays available. As that brings us over to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Lions are coming up to at bat, hoping to extend their lead. And we have someone in the chat, Daniel DePaoli. I'm so sorry, I butchered that so brutally. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Daniel. DePaoli. There we go. Now I got it. Daniel DePaoli. I struggle with reading names, which makes Japanese baseball all the more interesting for me. And yes, this game is being played in Saitama at the Balloonadome. Saitama, a northern suburb of Tokyo, more or less, as it were. Not sure if that is the right term for it, but, you know, North Tokyo-ish area. Joe Bunn says he's happy to find this. Well, we're happy to have you here. The more the merrier. And yes, Koi Turnbull, I also love the shape of the stadium. When I was getting into Japanese baseball and I was learning about all the different stadiums, this one fascinated me the most. This is such a cool design. I can't wait to see the stadium one day when I go to Japan. I've never thought of an open dome like this. You know, it's very cool. As that brings up left fielder, I believe the rookie, Takuya Himura, to bat as he chops that down the right sideline. Foul, strike 1. Ah, welcome from Australia, Soul Dot Dog, I should say. And then 0-1 pitch, ball 1. Oh, sorry, there's Wataru Takagi, not Himura. My mistake. It is the rookie. As the ball comes in for ball 2. Ishikawa doesn't seem to be a fan of commentary because he is pitching fast tonight. At the 2-1 pitch coming up. Fastball just inside for strike 2. seeing a lot from that from his two-seam fastball. A lot of movement today and a bit of a struggle to control it as he gets a curveball, swing and a miss for strike 3. Ishikawa picking up, I believe, his second strikeout of the night with 1 away in the 4th inning. Oof, breaking ball totally fell off the table, totally tangling up Takagi. So I believe that brings Yuto Koga to the plate, a 3rd-round selection from 2002. 23-year-old catcher, having a bit of a rough start to his season so far. Hopefully he can turn it around here as the pitch grounds that off to the left side for strike number 1. As we see here, has yet to hit a home run so far this season, batting 150. With the 1-2 pitch coming, 0-1 pitch coming up for ball 1. And the pitch, and he skies that out to right. Oh, collected right away by the first baseman, Nakamura, for 2 away. And in the chat, we have Alan Fortunato from Brazil. Wow, awesome to see international fans all over. Welcome. As Gabe mentioned earlier, it is Canada Day here, and we've got a double Canadian contingent once Gabe comes back. And so great to see so many Japanese baseball fans all over the world, as that brings up Takura Himura to the plate with a swing and a miss to get his at-bat started, 0-1. The rookie right fielder having a bit of a start to his career here. The pitch coming up. He skies that out to center field, and that should be collected by, who was that? Nakamura. Makihara, I should say, and that brings end to the inning. Bottom of the 4th. Lions still ahead by 3-2.
Did I miss anything?
Nope. Trying to think. Nope, just a strikeout by Ishikawa. And yeah,
Cool.
we're chugging away along. I believe that was the quickest inning we've had so far.
I do see also that we've got some fans tuning in from overseas. In Australia in particular, it's the Australian Baseball League off-season right now. And it's worth pointing out, a number of Japanese players end up playing in Australia to fine-tune their skills. A perfect example of that is Golden Glove third baseman Yuma Mune, who converted to third base while playing in Australia one off-season.
And Joe Buns here is asking, it's his first time watching, how many times do we broadcast? We have a bit of a sporadic broadcast schedule. About every 2 weeks we try to do a game. I believe our next game is Tuesday, July 11th, when the Buffaloes play the Marines. That game will be at 5 a.m. Eastern, part of the Baseball for Breakfast brand. But as always, you can check out the replay if you can't make that live game, or, by all means, try to make the live game.
Our live games are at awkward times for you. Fret not. If you're located in North America, FTF Sports carries a game of the day with English commentary Tuesday through Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check your set-top box listings for details. Well, Sol.Dog, the Australian baseball team, made the World Baseball Classic. I think they actually went 2-2 in their group stage. There's a great many players from Australia in the majors, or have been in the majors in the past. Guys like Peter Moylan, Grant Balfour, Dave Nilsson, who actually played in Japan for a while. And of course, their future star, Curtis Mead, part of the Tampa Bay Rays system.
I kind of just had a funny thought. Baseball, while not terribly popular in Australia, they are better at it than Britain is, which means they are better at Britain in both cricket and baseball. Unfortunately for me, because I'm an English cricket supporter.
First pitch, a strike from Sumida to Akira Nakamura. Back to the top of the order. Akira's 2 for 2 today. That batting average is poking closer and closer to 300. Changeup sails high. Count is 1-1. Lefty sniper. That's an interesting banner from the Hawks 0-1.
I like that.
I'm guessing he has reverse platoon splits with a name like that. Koyomi-matic in some ways. Other Japanese major leaguers will visit Okinawa or the southern part of Kyushu for extended spring training. Their spring training starts in like February. For everyone, not just pitchers and catchers. And then come the start of spring, you have the Open Sen, or the preseason games, which there's like an even dozen per team. Fastball pumped in for a strike. Count is full on Nakamura.
I know I mentioned it before, but I don't know why Sumida doesn't use more fastballs. He seems to have a really decent control of it. Full count pitch coming up here.
Floated high. Curveball.
As that brings Nakamura on base 3 times today, having a very productive evening so far.
Off-chance scoreboard update. The Marines already staked CC Mercedes to a 1-0 lead in the top of the second.
I believe that's the most run support CC and Mercedes received all season.
Okay, this is interesting, though. They score the run without making a hit. So technically, Fuji is throwing a no-hitter so far. We could see some really weird stuff going on over at
the rare no-hit one-run game. Mamio looks like he's getting ready to bunt, as per usual, as he is wont to do.
And for Yamanobe to come charging in at a moment's notice, then. Oh, never mind. Danny Riz just points out that score has been reversed. It's 2-1 Rakuten now.
Rakuten looking to claw their way out of the bottom of the league.
And we'll talk about it more on next week's podcast, of course.
And as Gabe mentioned, if you want to find the podcast, it is available on this channel too. We do a show every week. Uploads are a bit inconsistent, but we are trying to get them out as soon as we can.
The only game not active right now is in the other league. It's an evening start over there. The Yogurt Birds hosting the Fishies. Okay, I can say real team names. It's the Swallows hosting the Curve.
The chant the fans were just doing was intimidating. I didn't feel supported by that. I'd feel scared if I was the batter. Trying to pull the hit and run there.
Foul. Yeah. That looked tough. Now, if you're Imamiya, are you still trying to bunt with 2 strikes?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean,
what if your manager is Fujimoto and he says you must
do it? Fujimoto, definitely an intimidating force.
What if you? It's like that meme. What if you were an excellent batter, but your manager said bunt? Chopped up the middle. That's going to sneak through the infield for a base hit. Nakamura stops at second. A rare one that the Golden Glove infield couldn't get to. Runners at first and second. Hawks threatening to retake the lead here against Sumida in the top of the 5th.
On a purely technical level, that was beautiful hitting there by Imamiya. Great at bat.
Great 2 strikes approach. Choke up on the bat and just doink it.
See a little replay of that here.
Yep. Low pitch, too. Just go right back through the box.
I love someone who chucks up on a bat. That's something I've also noticed happens a lot more in Japanese baseball. There's some guys who just hold the bat halfway, just going really for that small ball contact. But you know who doesn't do that? The next batter.
Kensuke Kondo with that single, or with that double to left center field. Came around and scored on the home run.
And as we know, he is deadly with runners in scoring position. So that's strike 1.
No, I think he was stranded. My bad. It was Yanagimachi who scored on Nomura's home run.
Right, yes. That's correct.
And we mentioned Kondo is deadly with runners in scoring position, batting almost 400. And look who's where Nakamura is. This does not bode well. Unless you're a Hawks fan. Sent into the expensive seats. Those foul ball whistles are like the cicadas in summer. Ever present and always audible. Bullpen action for the Lions. Looks like they got a righty and a lefty both getting loose.
A little update from Danny Riss here. Seems the Fighters are 5-1 ahead of the Buffaloes.
Thank you, Danny Riz, for providing the update. No 2 count on Kondo. Sumida trying to keep the lead. That's on the ground. Through the right side for a base hit. Up throwing. Eventually. Runners hold, though. Good throw by Hiruma, the rookie. Taking Koga up the line. Bases full of Hawks and nobody out. And it's Yanagita at the plate.
Oh,
no.
boy.
Oh, dear.
Oh, boy.
Now, let's say you're getting sick of our commentary and you don't want to listen to 3 guys yammering in English, but you still want to watch specifically baseball. WatchDingo.com is available in North America and carries all Pacific League games live as they're broadcast, just without any commentary. So if you miss the midnight matinee, or if you're up early or late and we're not broadcasting, WatchDingo.com has you covered. Look for the Baseball Network.
And of course, we also always have Pacific League TV, the service that we provide here, where you can pay, what is it, I think 1,500 yen a month, something like that?
So around $13 US, and that gets you every live game, an archive of games going back a decade, and farm team games, so you can watch the next great star for the Hawks work their magic.
And you know, Yanagita is looking for a home run here.
Oh my goodness. I would be out of my socks if he hits a grand slam. I don't think we've had a Grandy on stream before.
Nope, not that I'm aware of.
Forkball bounced in. Koga will dispose of that one. Walk would tie the game.
Walk would tie the game, and a hit would definitely put the Hawks ahead. Well, almost definitely. We'll have to rely on, I think, who's on second? Imamiya to round the bases.
He is pretty speedy.
Smita looking quite stressed, understandably so.
90th pitch of the game on the way.
90 pitches through, what are we in, 4 or 5 innings?
Swing and a miss. Yanagita almost lost his helmet on that one.
He's getting close, though.
Yeah, that one did not miss by much. That's not Yanagita's usual chant. Teams do have special chants for run-scoring opportunities. They call them the chance themes. Change up to get strike 2. Fooled Yanagita, missed high and early.
Now, is Sumida going to do what's been a bit of a theme here? He's gotten success with that pitch twice in a row. Is he going to go for it a third time?
You can see Yanagita's hair starting to poke out from that batting helmet. It's not Kona Takahashi's elegant mane, but it's close. One, two on the way from Sumida. Bases loaded, nobody out. In the dirt, ball 2. I see what you mean about the Docomo logo. Yeah, it is kind of TikTok-y.
Yeah, you can definitely decipher it once you look at it long enough, but just out of the corner of your eye, it looks like a TikTok thing.
Lots of fans in the outfield, or in the expensive seats. Not people, I mean like paper fans. What's the temperature in Tokorozawa right now? early July and it's middle of the day.
Whoa.
Chop foul.
I'll actually take a quick look at what the weather is like. Because
It's
it is
32 degrees Celsius right now.
Ooh.
With 50% humidity.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hot.
My goodness.
I survived one summer trip to Japan in like the dead heat of August. There's a reason Japan has vending machines every 200 meters. It's to avoid dehydration. 2-2 on the way to Yanagita, who's already struck out once today. Set up outside. Chop up the line. Gonna be a tough play. No play anywhere. Yanagita's safe. Tie ball game. Akira Nakamura comes in to score. Sumida fields it. Yanagita showing off some old man legs. Tie game, 3-3.
The purely defensive swing, but it sent the defense into a disarray and helped him get on base. Sumida clearly not happy with that result, but I mean, what was he going to do?
Yeah, I don't think Yamanobe had a shot at that.
Let's see here on the replay.
Chopped. Yamanobe, could have had it. Sumida cut him off.
Yeah, not a great decision by Sumida, in my opinion. Probably should have let the middle infielder get a more clear line to try to make a play at catcher. Or
yeah,
obviously,
Yamanobe, the third baseman, definitely had at least the body angle arm. Sumida, of course, had to do a little spinorama as a lefty thrower. That's probably the reason why lefties don't play second, short, or third.
I believe I read once in Bill James's Baseball Almanac that there's never been a left-handed third baseman.
Wade Boggs has made a couple of starts at third, or a couple of defensive substitutions at third.
Oh, okay.
And he is a lefty thrower. It's rare, but it does happen. Makihara grounds to third and a walk so far. Still nobody out here.
I think equally as rare, left-handed catchers, also incredibly rare.
They have basically died out as a breed, yeah.
Remember once in a baseball video game, I used a left-handed catcher, and it just looked strange. Like, visually, there's something not right about it.
Slider slid outside. Ball one. 95 pitches on the day so far for Sumida. You have to wonder if the call to the bullpen is approaching.
Oh, we already know they're warming up down there, so I guess it's just more a matter of whether or not he gets out of this inning.
All right, we have a question from Aiden. This is a regular season game. Team in black is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. They are the visitors. Team in gray are the Saitama Seibu Lions, wearing special jersey for today's game. This has been a Pacific League Midnight Matinee as we climb towards midnight in the Mountain Time Zone, only 20 minutes away.
Oh, Coy Turnbull pointing out that Omar Narvaez is a left-handed catcher for that.
Is he a lefty thrower as well, or just a lefty bat? That's what we're talking about.
Oh. Yeah, that is what I meant. I meant thrower.
Koga setting up outside. 1-1 on the way. Outside, ball two with the fastball.
Was it? I mean, that looked down the middle.
That may be a positioning mix-up. Okay, that was outside.
Okay, just a bit, yeah. Yeah, Sumida definitely looking frustrated.
And tired, too. I mean, this is a sophomore, and, you know, the Japanese leagues do have a tendency of throwing... Oh, Luis Maya, thank you for the correction. Don Mattingly's the guy I'm thinking of. Boggs is a natural third baseman.
In my head, I was like, wait, Boggs throws right and plays third base all the time.
Yeah, you know, you had it right. I got my mustachioed guys from the 80s and 90s mixed up.
Our mustachioed AL East guys mixed up. Next, you'll be telling me he pitched for the Blue Jays.
No. Are you kidding? I will always remember Dave Steve. It is a good chance theme, if nothing else. I do wonder after like 3 minutes if you start to get tired. Those poor trumpeters. I mean, I bet you they're glad to be back after 2 seasons of being away.
Oh, for sure.
Swing and a miss. Strike three. Critical out. Makihara down on K's. And now a double play gets him out of the inning. Tatsuru Yanagimachi will try to avoid that. So that's Imamiya at third, Kondo at second, Yanagita at first, who got there on an infield single. 100th pitch of the game coming in for Sumida.
I definitely don't imagine he makes it to the next inning.
Yanagimachi so far, just the ground out and a foul out. That chopped going to be to Tonosaki. Checks it at
goodness.
Home, throws to first instead.
I thought that was about to be a catastrophic error, and the runner was going to be safe at first too, but just got it in time.
Yep. I briefly lost video signal, so I'll trust you on that one.
There was a delay as he looked down to the catcher, but then decided to flip it over to first base.
Yeah, no shot at the 4-2-3 double play. Yanagimachi put a little too much English on that one. So on to first in time.
Definitely
2
the right
down,
call not to throw to catcher, though.
But the Hawks have taken the lead. It's 4-3 here in the top of the fifth. So we've mentioned the Lions and their fashion sense. I'm actually wearing a Lions jersey right now, but it's from last or 2 seasons ago, their 70th anniversary edition, with gradient lettering on the front from light blue to dark blue. Very nice looking. Yeah, Yanagita was going to be a tough double up anyway. And that's with a late start. Ishikawa getting loose down by the dugout. That's a distinctly Japanese thing. Having the starter get their arm loose by the dugout when there's 2 outs left in the inning. Or 2 outs in the inning. Kurihara back through the pitcher. Deflected. Genda has it in time. Inning over, so only the 2 runs will score, but the 2 runs are enough. Hawks 4, Lions 3, bottom of 5th, top of the order coming up for Saitama Seibu. This is the Midnight Matinee with Gabe Lerman, Jimbo Bernicki, and Mike Bealey. Hey Mike, you got any trivia queued up for us?
Oh, fun question by Cy Hart, thinking maybe the podcast should talk about our favorite uniforms, talking about the summer uniforms. We definitely have talked about our opinions on some uniforms. We had quite a heated debate about the Fighters Special Fancy uniforms from earlier this year.
Oh, the popped collar edition.
Yeah, the greatest uniforms in sports history. But yeah, we could definitely, we'll definitely keep that on as a note for next podcast, Cy. Thanks for the suggestion.
Freak Show is God with an interesting question about where to get merch. Man, I'd love to say there's an official Pacific League option, but there isn't. So I can't recommend anyone right now. There are options out there if you Google or take a look on auction websites. There's even freight forwarding websites that will happily redirect goods bought in Japan to a North American address. Quick confab on the mount or in the dugout. Sumida having a chat with his manager, trying to get some feedback, instant reflection. Kazuo Matsui looking on.
I was going to say for a second, Kazuo Matsui, I sometimes think of as the most intense manager in the PL, but I forgot his opposite number this game definitely gives him a run for gives him a run for his money.
Oh yeah, Fujimoto looks intensely stern. Compare that to the 2 guys going in the other PL game that started about the same time as ours, which was Satoshi Nakajima, reigning PL and Japan Series champion, affable guy, has helped some of his players out with their mental health, and the ineffable, the incredible, the unstoppable Big Boss Shinjo. Dembe's going to fly for this one out of play. Count is 2-2.
Said it before and I'll say it again. It's like Ishikawa was auditioning for the majors and just being like, yeah, I don't need a pitch clock. Just so I can work real quick.
From the Mark Burley School of Pitch Timing.
And I really love those Lions silver helmets. I love everything about the Lions.
Yeah, the
current
Lions silver
uniforms.
helmet looks like the train, basically. Interesting crossover content. Like, you don't see the Blue Jays wearing Rogers red or the Braves uniforms promoting whatever TBS is airing. Or F1. Same parent company, believe it or not.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
Nomura picks this one up, throws on to Nakamura. One away. And you want to talk about someone who's been kept out of games due to the crowded infield, Kakeru Yamanobe. I mean, try to get at-bats in with Kento Watanabe, Takeya Nakamura, David McKinnon, who's DHing today. No wonder he's only had 6 appearances so far this season, and just the one at-bat coming into today's game.
Yeah, not to mention Shinto Tonosaki, too.
Oh, yeah, like middle infield is already spoken for. I was talking the corners.
Oh, yeah.
And Wu Nianting, who's playing first. Yamanobe chops. Kurihara shows off the cannon. 2 down. Kurihara started his career as a catcher and spent a lot of time in the outfield, but he seems to be handling third base pretty decently.
Speaking of just previously mentioned, I believe that brings Shooter Tonosaki up to the plate. Was just doing a quick little research on him, found out his nickname is Apple Punch. Not sure why, but I like it.
I know this one. It's because he grew up near an apple orchard.
Huh.
One of my favorite trivia tidbits. The Japanese word for apple is Ringo. So naturally, Ringo started a bunch of commercials for apple juice in Japan.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm going to go try to find one of those later.
Back before the internet, when all these people thought that we'd never see these commercials because we don't visit Japan. Ah!
See, Corey Turnbull asking when the MPB All-Star Game is. I believe it's July 19th and 20th are the 2 games.
I think one is in Nagoya, one is in Hiroshima. Fan balloting is done. Player balloting is done. Now all we're waiting on is the announcement of who made the team.
And I believe I saw some early results for that as far as fan balloting went. It's a very mixed crowd with the Pacific League, but the Central League team is basically exclusively the Hanshin Tigers. So that'll make for a very interesting All-Star weekend.
Tonosaki, line drive, left field, base hit. And the tying runs aboard with 2 down.
Apple Punch picking up yet another hit, showing that he is the offensive leader for the Lions here.
The apple punches it into left. Ha ha ha. I'm sorry, I've had my pun license revoked after that last inning.
We're Canadian. We have infinite puns. Canadian humor would be nothing without puns.
Right, East Bay chiming in. There is also the +1 fan vote. The last chance for fans to get one of their favorite players onto the ballot. David McKinnon, third at bat of this game against Shuta Ishikawa. And now the Hawks bullpen is getting loose. I mean, we're not going to see the 1-2 punch of Moinelo and Osuna just yet.
But I hope we do.
6th and 7th innings, who knows?
For fans who haven't had the opportunity to see the Hawks 1-2 punch of Moinelo and Osuna, you are in for a treat when we get to that point in the game. Levan Moinelo is a superstar reliever.
I wonder if we'll see that last fastball from Ishikawa again. That had some really nice late movement. Forkball dropped in for ball 2. Oh, hey, the walk-up song makes more sense now. Yeah, Return of the Mackinnon. If I'm not mistaken, he's wearing the same jersey number that Brian O'Grady wore last season.
Wonder if Tonosaki's thinking about trying to go for a steal here to try to generate some offense. Oh.
Yeah, Ishikawa thinking the same thing. Nostradamus there, a few minutes ahead of real time. Today's a special day over in Kita, Hiroshima, as the Escon Field Hokkaido roof is open for the first time in its relatively young history. The ballpark just opened this season, and we broadcast a game from it. That was our first midnight matinee of the season, which went to extras. No spoilers other than that.
Brutal swing and a miss by McKinnon there.
That slider got him fooled. Speaking of foreign players, for the Hawks coming up, Alfredo Despine is now with the third-tier team that the Hawks have. McKinnon's going to golf this one to left. Charging in is Yanagi Machi. He's not going to get there. Sorry, Kondo. Runners at first and second with 2 down.
Nice swing by McKinnon. I'm a big fan of his batting stance and form. He's got a very strong motion, as it were.
And Wu Nianting, who already has a 3-run bomb this game, coming up for another at-bat against Shuta Ishikawa. Dramatic zoom in on the scoreboard.
That helmet's so weird. It looks like a bike helmet, but it's so tight.
All right, looks like Shuta Ishikawa's day is done.
Let's see who we got in.
It sounds like the Jaws theme.
And yes, Danny, Seibu does still have Nakamura. He's just not playing today.
So 4 2/3 innings with 95 pitches thrown, 3 runs allowed, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks.
Not the worst day at the office, but not the best either. Hopefully the reliever will be able to get him off the schneid for those earned runs.
We're just waiting for an announcement on screen or online who the new pitcher is. Only 4 hits for the
Hawks. Have
one of those was over the fence.
The Hawks have elected to not have a pitcher. Just gonna take a little break. Let's see who we have here.
You must pitch yourself.
Tauda.
I think we've seen Tauda before. Another left-handed pitcher now.
Fuminaru
Tauda. Most known for his changeup. 0.87 ERA so far in the season in 25 appearances, 4 holds. So it's been a pretty impressive run of success for Tauda this season. (20 2/3 innings pitched, 20 strikeouts among them. 5 walks, 5 hits, 2 wild pitches. We'll see if Wu gets pinch hit for it. Lord knows they've got first baseman on the base path, or on the bench. You can see how high and majestic that was and clanged off the foul pole. At least it looked like it clanged. They may have actually gone deep.
Oh yeah, it just curled around it, actually. We saw in the replay.
Friendly reminder, folks, this is a virtual booth. We are not in Japan as much as I'd love to be.
Oh, what I would give to be in Saitama right now. I would deal with the 35-degree heat just to experience it. Ooh, that's interesting song change there.
Tauda's first pitch to Wu. Slider in, strike 1. East Bay asking for our thoughts on Carter Stewart. Good to see that he's playing pretty well. Got another quality start last game.
His first start looked really good. I was impressed with how electric his stuff looked. I'm definitely
as if
more
the
interested
Hawks
to watch
need more
more
help in the pitching rotation. Sheesh.
Tauda is a 5th-round pick from the 2017 draft. Still making his way into the Hawks regular rotation here.
Fly ball, but that one's going to stay. Nomura calls off Yanagi Machi and ends the bottom of the 5th. 2 runners are stranded. That'll close the book on Ishikawa. But that means Tauda is now in line for the win.
Wait, does it?
Nomura, Minei, and Nakamura coming up for the Hawks in the top of the 6th.
Wouldn't Ishikawa get the win if the game were to end with the scoreline? Because he was in for the 4 runs?
He did not complete 5 innings.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair. Right.
All right, looks like there's going to be some ground crew action, so please enjoy this highlight reel of the game so far.
Definitely going to get
left-hander Chihiro Sumida getting things started for the Lions. He's able to strand 2 runners in the top of the 1st. Shuta Ishikawa, the right-hander, the opposition for the Hawks. Yamanobe get things started with a beautiful hit just over a leaping Isami Nomura. He's hyped. He's able to take second on a stolen base. Hiroki Mene is a decent catcher, but he's not Takuya Kai. McKinnon gives this one a ride into the corner. Yanagimachi makes the grab. In the second inning, Nomura, with a runner on first, sends this one sky high and into the home Oendon for the first 2 runs of the game. Second home run of the season for Isami Nomura. To the 3rd we go. Runners at 1st and 2nd for Wu Nianting, and you already saw what happened here. Cranked that deep into the cheering section. Wu is right, and that gave the Lions a 3-2 lead. Which brings us to the top of the 5th. Sumida had the bases loaded with nobody out, was able to strike out. Oh, first this is Yanagita's at bat. Chopper up the 3rd base line. Sumida tries to get the heroic out, but Yanagita is safe at first. The infield single ties the game.
I can't help but...
This would be Yanagimachi's grounder. Tonosaki can't make the play at home. Makihata struck out, so that's the 2nd out of the inning. But that run currently stands as the game winner. Imamiya coming home on a sacrifice hit.
I can't help but wonder within the macro context of the game whether or not that kind of, I don't want to call it an error, but poor decision by Sumida to fail that ball may be sort of a deciding factor as the game goes on.
Those are some cool kids. Big fans of the team and of the fans. Hopefully you're staying more awake than
this little fella here. You know, I just poured myself a coffee, but I'm actually doing a lot better than I thought I would, making my way through the game today.
There you see the out-of-town scoreboard update from left to right. Fighters lead the Buffaloes 5-1. Eagles lead the Marines 2-1. The Tigers lead the Giants, or Tigers and Giants are tied at 1s. And then the Bay Stars lead the Dragons 1-0. New pitcher into the game for the Lions.
See when we can make out. That's 49? 5? It's a bit hard to read the numbers of these uniforms.
A little hard to read. Keisuke Honda into the game. The 30-year-old recorded 20 holds in 45 appearances last season, including an all-star appearance this season in 12 appearances, .83 ERA, 21 strikeouts, and 21 2/3 innings pitched. We'll see how Honda does. Right-hander from Tohoku Gakuin High School and University. Little rosin bag work. Isami Nomura, you saw, had the game-breaking home run in his first at-bat, then grounded out to the first baseman, Wu. 286 batting average so far. Breaking ball high for ball one.
I guess go with one of those delayed deliveries reminding me of Dan Herron from when I was growing up. Former Diamondback.
You can see the Hawks bullpen still getting work. Balloon Dome is the only one in the Pacific League with exposed bullpens, or at least was until Escon Field Hokkaido opened up. I can't remember if Hokkaido has exposed bullpens. Otherwise, the bullpens are under the stands and connected to the dugout, or in the outfield, but also under the stands. Space is at a premium here in Japan. 2-0 on the way, low for ball three. One other quirk of this particular parcel of land that Balloonadome sits on, the Lions minor league team plays just across the way, literally on the same property. Strike called on the fastball.
If that wasn't a strike.
It's impressive. So it means that if you're getting sent down to the minors or called up to the bigs, you literally just have to walk across a field. No commute at all necessary.
It's pretty convenient.
And also some fans will go to the afternoon farm team game and then take in the evening main league or top flight team.
Oh, that's cool. Kind of makes me think of, I believe, just correct me if I'm wrong, does Toronto not have their hockey team also in the same city as their minor league team?
That
Not the
is
same
correct.
arena, but the same city, right?
That is correct. The Toronto Marlies play a streetcar ride away from the Maple Leafs.
The Laval Rocket, similar-ish situation with the Montreal Canadiens. Laval is a very close island just north of Montreal. Kind of like Saitama is to Tokyo, more or less.
Full count pitch on the way from Honda. Inside ball four. So Honda walks the first batter he sees, Isami Nomura. That'll bring up Hiroki Minei.
We have Danny saying he's a big hockey fan here. As we've pointed out, Gabe and I are Canadian, and it is was Canada Day yesterday, so we are legally obligated to have some hockey talk.
That is a good question from Handicapped Kids. How are the Marines getting no hit yet have one run? I'm guessing walk, wild pitch, error, no errors. So bunch of walks from CC Mercedes or from Masaru Fuji. I'll have to pop that open in the Eagles score bug and see what the heck happened there. Courtesy check-in on Isami Nomura from Keisuke Honda. Minei getting the start today in lieu of the usual catcher Takuya Kai.
Showing bunt, but as we saw earlier, that doesn't always mean he's going to bunt. It could be a hit-and-run situation.
Bunted up the first base side. Wu collects it, throws on to Tonosaki. Sack bunt successful.
For a moment, I didn't realize Tonosaki went over to first, and I was like, oh no, who are they going to throw to?
Oh no. All right, so top of the first. Oh, sorry, it was the Marines, right. Let me look at what happened with the Marines. Bottom of the first. All right, so that was walk, stolen base, sacrifice.
As Nakamura comes to bat here, he's had an extremely productive evening so far with 2 hits and a walk.
We haven't had a no-hitter yet this season. You might have to keep an eye on that game.
There was a perfect game in the majors the other day, though.
changeup floated in for strike one. That's right. Happy Deferred Payments Day, everyone. It's not the day anymore here
Oh, that's
in
true.
Toronto. But Bobby Bonilla celebrating his deferred payments. Also, Chris Davis, a bunch of other players. Troy Tulowitzki. The Orioles did that with a lot of guys. Alex Cobb, I think. There's a bunch of folks on... if you can access Twitter, there's an excellent thread reviewing all the players who are getting deferred payments now and will in the future. It's a good life if you can hack it.
Oh, for sure. When I was younger, I sort of had some resentment towards Bobby Bonilla for that. But now as an adult with, like a job and bills, good for him. What a legendary move. My God.
To paraphrase a certain actor by the name of Michael Caine, the career was bleh, but the yacht that the career paid for is fantastic. 0-2 on the way, outside. Masterman with an update. TweetDeck has no rate limits. I noticed that that's also not the case on the desktop. It's only on the mobile app. But whatever, Bird app is going to Bird app. Runner at second with one out here. Keisuke Honda in relief of Chihiro Sumida. Trying to keep the score down to just one run.
Fun little thing about Keisuke Honda, I was trying to look up some, or Honda, I should say. Oh, with a broken bat.
Chop bad. That's going to be a tough play for Yamanobe. Not in time.
Oof.
Akira Nakamura turns on the afterburners. Infield single. Runners at the corners now.
Nakamura is a rare breed of a first baseman to be kind of a smaller guy who also focuses on average, not a lot of power, and quite zippy, pretty fast for a first baseman. Definitely bucking the, sort of breaking the mold there from what you expect from a usual first baseman. Ooh, split his bat right in half.
Too. Look at that.
It's almost a bunt, really, in terms of distance traveled. So I was saying, fun fact, closest thing to a fun fact I could find about Keisuke Honda here was that he has the same name as a Japanese football manager. So it's hard to find any information on him because all the information goes to the football manager.
I can believe it. Interesting to note that Akira Nakamura has 43 career stolen bases, none yet this season. And he's been caught out on the base paths 33 times, so possible to run, but
not the most successful.
Yeah, not the choosiest option. Runners at the corners with one out. Honda now dealing with Kenta Imamiya. And that's right, Nakash. Unfortunately, no more Central League teams. Imamiya trying the squeeze bunt. That was a safety squeeze. The runner did not go. Interleague only takes place for 1 month during the regular season, and it's over.
But you can't catch the replay of the interleague game we did cover against the Bay Stars, and hopefully we'll do more next year.
That would be nice. It's always, I always try to aim for the rematch of last year's Japan series. That's always a fun interleague series.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a good idea to try to broadcast next year.
Imamiya waits on the 1-0. We'll see if the suicide squeeze is on. Dragged bunt. They're going to go home. Koga with a tag. Not in time.
And Imamiya showing off his legendary bunting ability once again, I think for the second or third time this game. Each time being more successful than the last.
RBI sack bunt. That was a tough play no matter how you slice it. Let's take a look at the replay here. Bunted up the first base side. Wu on it quickly.
Well,
just couldn't get it out of his glove in time.
Just that a huge jump down the third base line for the runner.
Yeah, Nomura had the jump.
So I believe that brings the Hawks now up 5-3.
I mean, we're not the KBO and we don't have a bunting competition in the All-Star break, but...
Oh, there's a bunting competition?
Oh, yeah, you gotta look up the videos of that.
Oh, I definitely need to see that.
Kensuke Kondo, 2 for 3 with a double today. Sharply up the first base line. Wu collects this one. Runners will advance, but the second out is recorded. That's Nakamura to third. Imamiya to second. Kondo back to the bench.
Question, I don't know if you know, is that a display in the distance, or is that a screen that we just saw the woods, or is that just the open, is that not even a window? Is it just a very hazy out there?
That's the open world out there.
Wow.
Like, there is a nice little, like, concession area, along with a bouncy house, in the outfield area for the Cebu Lions. Again, they have this dedicated little parcel of land with 2 train lines running to it.
Yanagita looking to bust the game wide open here if you can pick up a hit.
Your Japanese language lesson for this stream. Taimuri is the Japanese term for an RBI, as in a timely hit. Little easier to manage when it comes to loan words than Ranzu Batte do In. Nagita is going to scrape the roof with this one. That's into left. Takagi hauls in. Inning over. So, the Hawks get a critical insurance run as we head to the bottom of the 6th. SoftBank leads Cebu 5-3.
And so here we are now at the bottom of the 6th, and for those of you just joining us, we'll like to, if you'd like to see more games, I'll read out some more games we have coming up. On Tuesday, July 11th, we're going to have the Buffaloes versus the Marines. On Thursday, July 27th, Eagles versus Fighters. Tuesday, August 8th, Hawks against the Eagles. And Tuesday, September 12th, Fighters against Buffaloes. All games starting at 5 a.m. EAST. Come on down for baseball for breakfast, where it'll be me and Michael Bealey doing the same thing we do here, except at 5 a.m. instead of midnight. Ooh, some good highlights here from, looks like some very old school Lions games.
2012, August 17th. Wonder what was going on there.
It was an interesting, kind of looked like globe-themed jerseys there. Oh, what a catch.
And I'm glad that we have these baseball for breakfast coming up. Fills in a gap in our midnight matinee schedule. You're going to be seeing 3 Jimbo games before my next one on August 20th. Finally, the Buffaloes get a home game on the midnight matinee.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
The Fighters, if memory serves.
This is like we've got a lot of Buffaloes games coming up, actually, so it'll be good to see the defending champs apply their craft against, hopefully, I mean, I was going to say they're victims. It's the only thing I can think of, but opponents is probably a better word.
Defensive substitution here for the Hawks. Hikaru Kawase checking in at second base and behind the plate. We mentioned him a few times. That's how you stop the running game. Takuya Kai.
We have a relief pitcher coming in here, Matsumoto.
Just waiting for
Yuki Matsumoto.
Yep. 4.35 ERA. So with the extra insurance, might as well go to a slightly more spongy bullpen arm. You don't need Tauda to come in.
First overall pick from, not first overall, but a first round pick from back in the 2014 draft by the Hawks. Hasn't had a lot of success, but seems to be a dependable bullpen arm.
Junichiro Kishi, growing up, his favorite baseball player, like so many in Japan, was Ichiro. Also, I had a look on his bio. He said his favorite game was hitting a home run off Takayuki Kishi, then of the Eagles. Former Lion himself, long-standing member of the Pacific League. Someone commenting, bringing Shogo Akiyama back in Seibu. I think he's happy in Hiroshima. He's about to make it to the All-Star game.
Matsumoto quickly getting ahead here with 2 quick strikes.
See, if there's going to be a cap I get next time I'm in Japan, that Hawks one is sharp.
Yeah, it's very nice. Though I would like to get one of these gray neon Lions ones if ever I could.
No, they are going to be available for another series sometime in August or September. So the opportunities are there. Maybe you can ask nicely and a certain
producer, yeah,
can set one aside for you.
You know, I'd love to have a hat collection, but my head looks so poor in hats. I've got such a big bulbous head. No hats ever look good in it. And I have such long flowing hair.
0-2 on the way. Flared off the end of the bat. No idea where that one's going. I think that one actually may have connected with the lid. Slider, oof, just off the end of the bat. Kishi making contact, but not quality. It's also nice to see a Hawks jersey that doesn't have SoftBank somewhere on it.
That's true.
Try the fastball away. As good of a framer as Kai is, and he has definitely gotten better as the seasons have gone on, that was still outside.
Yeah,
that was a waste pitch.
Not salvageable there. Just to see if you can get the batter fishing. As the 1-2 pitch comes up.
1-2 on the way. Kishi gives this one a ride. That's going to be deep and
out of here. Oh no!
Called foul.
Wow, that must have been inches foul. That looked like a
Zooks. Let's take a look on the replay. Oh my!
Oh my goodness. Literal hair's breadth of a foul ball there.
Well, they say baseball was a game of inches. Here in Japan, we measure in millimeters. Yuki Matsumoto, 7th pitch of the at-bat. Kishi is in here tight. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball into the dirt. Beautiful forkball grip you see there, and all the rosin coming off his hand too. Kishi is going to see that fly ball in his dreams tonight.
Yeah, that's going to be haunting.
Takagi now, 3rd at bat of the game. Lions down 5-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. And all you Hawks fans better get ready to sing along, because of course there is the lucky 7 next inning. Takagi 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Flared into center field. Imamiya makes the grab. There's the range of a Golden Glover right there.
And you mentioned the 7th inning song of the Hawks. What's interesting is they play on the video screen different fans singing the song throughout the thing, and it's so unfortunate they don't actually show the video, because some fans may recognize Jushin Thunder Liger, the very famous wrestler, appears in one of these videos. I've seen it. I saw it once and was so surprised and taken aback that one of the all-time great Japanese professional wrestling legends is included in the 7th inning song of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks.
We saw that as the lucky 7th of the home team last weekend. Now we're seeing it as the lucky 7 of the away team. And again, distinctly Japanese, because you try getting OK Blue Jays played at Fenway or at Yankee Stadium, you are wearing someone else's drink. Yuto Koga 0 for 1 with a walk today. Down 0-1 quickly to Yuki Matsumoto. Off the hands, that's into the netting, it looks like. Down 0-2. You see the Owendon captains out there rousing the cheering section to make some noise. And in addition to the jerseys and the helmets, they're using Cebu Railway signage on towels and on the Jumbotron for the starting lineup. Like next station
real
approaching
vertical
is Koga Station.
Oh, that's so cool. That's a really neat little trick. Oh, I love that helmet. I know he keeps saying it, but I want one of those helmets more than the hat.
I'm not sure the helmet collapses as well to ship overseas, though. 0-2 on the way from Yuki Matsumoto. 2 down. Forkball in the dirt. Ball 1. Koga waits. 1-2 on the way. Sharply hit up the foul line. Banks off that interesting indent. I know some ballparks have seats on the other side of the netting. Those fans get helmets. No such luck here at Balloonadome. Everyone is safely protected. That's a slide outside.
Oh,
that is so
cute.
Cool.
Reminds me of the old Brewers slide.
As mentioned, Balloonadome does only have just the lid. It is otherwise an outdoor ballpark. Another spoiled pitch up the first baseline. Really, the only thing equivalent to the organ here at Balloonadome is at Rakuten Mobile Park Miyagi, where, because there's a hospital nearby, the Owendon will use a keyboardist instead of trumpets and drums to keep the noise level down.
Oh, that's cool.
Very considerate of them. Another 1-2 on the way from Matsumoto. Back to the pitcher. Good pitch block there by Matsumoto. Little goalie action there. Ending the bottom of the 6th through 6. Third of the way left. SoftBank leads 5-3. Lucky 7 time. Stretch those lungs and sing along if you know the words.
I've definitely learned to love this song through watching my Hawks games, and I hope they show it on the screen. I'd love for our fans to get a chance to see Liger.
Another distinctly Japanese thing, the cheerleading section and the mascot travel with the team. Again, I've never seen Ace at Camden or at the Trop.
So a little trivia break here. I just thought of something really quick and easy. If you added up the combined Japan League titles, Japan Series titles, I should say, between the Hawks and the Lions, how many would you get? So again, that's how many combined Japan Series titles do the Hawks and Lions have? Two of the most successful teams in the Pacific League.
Scoreboard update from Handicap Kids. The Chiba Lotte Marines have blown the no-hitter. No for Masaru Fuji.
As we've joked about on the podcast, if there's any team that can have a no-hitter and also be no-hit in the same game, it would be the Marines.
New pitcher into the game for the Lions, Shunsuke Sato. First or second round pick in 2021's draft out of Sendai High School and University of Tsukuba. This season in 24 and 2/3 innings pitched, a 2.55 ERA with 21 strikeouts. 13 holds out of the bullpen.
East Bay asking if any of the Pacific League teams do the jet balloon tradition the same way that Hanshin and Hiroshima do. I don't believe they do, unless there's someone I'm forgetting.
That's a good question. I know the dome teams don't because of how much of a mess it is to clean up.
If anyone were to do it, I would guess the Eagles, but I'm not sure of that. I don't watch many Eagles games.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't know off top of head. So, Shunsuke Sato up against Taisei Makihara. Walk, a strikeout, and a groundout so far for King Joker and WBC champion, it's worth pointing out. Interested to see how this inning goes now that the good arms of the Lions bullpen have to be used to keep this game close. Okay, I'm entranced by one of the ads behind home plate for Smooth.
Smooth?
Smooth. Also Smooth, Tonosaki fielding that ground out. One away, top of the seventh. Fastball chopped into the dirt. Good bounce there. Tonosaki showing off why he is a Golden Glove player. I don't know if it's the lighting or Sato's specific jersey, but it looks like he's sweating a lot.
I didn't notice. I'll take another look at that. Let's see here.
Yanagimachi waits on the first pitch. In for a strike.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him. What was it, 35 degrees we looked up? It's hot. It's schwitzy in that dome right now.
Yanagimachi with an infield single, ground out, and an RBI sacrifice so far today.
Whoa! I always find it so abrasive when the ball hits the backstop near wherever the microphone is, and it sounds like it happened right in front of me.
And of course, the backstops here in NPB stadiums are rather sizable.
Yeah, always a lot of big room behind them.
Flared out of play. As you see there on the adverts, Persol Pacific League TV being advertised. If you look back in the archives, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to spot some favorite games and some familiar faces. Former major leaguers or current major leaguers like Shohei Ohtani, Yu Darvish. They got their start playing for the Fighters. You'll be able to catch some of their games on Pacific League TV. In the archives.
And if you watch,
floated, 2-2.
If you watch our current games, you'll notice at Escon Field or Econ's Field, I always forget which.
It's Escon, you're right.
Escon, yeah. Right? Yes. There's a beautiful mural now of Yu Darvish and Shohei Ohtani, as well as other fighters that you can see sometimes out of the corner of the. I mean, obviously in person it's a lot bigger, but you sometimes see it in the background of our games.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Yanagimachi goes down swinging. Good pitch there by Shunsuke Sato. You mentioned the hotel out there, named Hotel 11 for Darvish and Ohtani's jersey number. Someone on the NPB subreddit, shout out those guys, posted a picture. They got the onsen seats. So they're sitting in a mineral water hot spring watching a baseball game. It literally does not get better than that.
That literally sounds like heaven.
Yeah, just keep the sake cold and the water hot. Outside of the reach of an outstretched arm of Tonosaki. Another base hit for Kurihara. With two out, Hawks have another insurance run over at first.
For a moment, I thought it was Nakamura because of how cleanly he hit that, but there's just so many left-handed bats in this Fukuoka lineup.
And are we seeing a pinch runner here? Yep.
Oh, yes, we
day
are.
is done. That almost hit the second base umpire. Oh, Tonosaki out by inches. And you hear the announcement of the pinch runner, the legendary speedster, Ukyo Shuto. The man who scored the winning run in the WBC semifinal. Hot on the tails of Ohtani off Munetaka Murakami's bat. A double against Mexico.
I also believe Shuto was with a scoring run in the game earlier this week against the Lions, where he made a beautiful play. Oh no, it was against the Eagles, where he made a beautiful run at home on a wild pitch, just getting around the catcher to score a point.
It's interesting to see Shuto's role has been changed to be that super pinch hitter. He's known more as a second base, center field, third base type. Look at those dancing eyes. Tick tock, tick tock.
I find in the Japanese game, there's a lot more use of your bench with your pinch runners and pinch defensive substitutions than there is in the American game.
New batter to the plate is Hikaru Kawase, as Isami Nomura was lifted. Kawase, one of those rarities with a 00 jersey number. A lot more common in Japan than they are over in North America. 25-year-old is a two-time Japan Series champion, part of the Major League Club for 2018 and 2020. Last season, 278 batting average with 11 RBIs and 2 stolen bases. And yes, the Hawks also have a player with a single 0. What I don't know is how you actually say 00 in Japanese. Is it Utatsu Zero or
0-0.
Utari Zero? 0-2 on the way from Shunsuke Sato.
Look how far away the catcher's setting up there. My goodness.
Yeah, Koga was setting up for a waste pitch there, trying to see if Kawase would nibble. 149 on the radar gun, so Sato's able to bring some heat. He profiles more as a starting pitcher given his arsenal, but he's being used in the bullpen here to get some extra experience up with the top club. There comes a point where there's really nothing left for you to do down in the minors.
The 1-2 pitch
Going
up.
Shuto's going. Hit and run successful. Tonosaki was caught flat-footed.
Oh,
Good
Shuto might make it.
cutoff.
Oh, he's going to make it.
Oh, dear, yeah. Uchiyo Shuto is going to run around there. Kawase with a double, we're going to call that, on the hit. Kawase advancing to third on the run, or on the throw. Shuto scores. It's now 6-3 Hawks. And you have to think the rookie Hiruma is going to be regretting the deflection there.
And to summarize it, as Nad2V puts it, oof. That is definitely the way to summarize that play for the Lions.
Good idea by Shuto to run. That crosses up Tonosaki, and then
My God, look at that
Hiruma
speed.
basically kicks it away. Kishi has to take an extra time to back it up. Throw is late coming into third. Koyomi-matic with a truth that, yeah, Shuto probably could have scored on that anyway.
Yeah, he was blazing around those base paths.
Especially with the lead off first.
I believe
So
that
Lucky
brings
7
Mine
has
to the plate.
Well, that'll be Takuya Kai into the game now.
Oh, yep, my mistake.
And that's a wild pitch to the backstop. Sato uncorks. I don't even know what that was. Kawase scores easily. It's now 7-3. So once again, Jimbo, we may not be seeing Osuna and Moinello. This game's starting to get away.
Yep, definitely getting away from the Lions here. Though, as I said, every game this series has been really close. Let's see if the offense can make up for it, but they are obviously running out of time as we are
Looks
still
like
in the top of the
a
seventh.
ball that just missed its release point. Yeesh. So base is clear now for Takuya Kai with 2 down. Fastball in for a strike. Kai, another member of that international triple. WBC Championship, Premier 12, Olympics, and Asia Professional Baseball Champion in 2017. Strike 2 in there, fastball. Kai is also a 6-time Japan Series champion, including winning the MVP in 2018, three-time All-Star, 6 consecutive Golden Gloves behind the plate since 2017, and 3 Best 9 awards. Best 9, by the way, is kind of like an end-of-season All-Star team in the majors. Not quite best bat, best all-around player. Like they nominate a pitcher.
Yeah, it's like a Silver
Best 9
Slugger,
as well.
but not just for hitters.
Exactly. Count is 2-2. Yeah, we've had a lot of blowouts here in the midnight matinees. Waiting on the 2-2 to Kai. Fastball yanked inside. Count is full. And now you hear the Mo Eat Pie. One more chance out of the Hawks 0-1.
I just noticed on the Cebu caps, it seems like it's really silvery on the brim, kind of making it look even more chromatic.
Full count on the way to Kai. Inside, ball 4. Sato issues a walk.
Unsurprisingly, it looks like the pitching coach is going to come out here and talk to the player. Oh, no, that seems to be Matsui himself. Bum, 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 bum. Wild thing. Oh, I came in too early. Wild thing.
Okay, that's got to be teasing if you play that after Shunsuke Sato.
That's not nice. It is quite rude, honestly.
Whose side are you on, organ player?
Or is that maybe just Matsui's his own personal walkout music?
I hope he hasn't watched Major League and does not get the reference.
Yeah, that's brutal. Just thinking about that. That your home organist is playing that. Matsui with those intense eyes.
Fastball over for a strike. It looks like Sato has eschewed the off-speed stuff and is just going challenge fastball. Here it is. Try and hit it. Nakamura with a Moda show today. 3 hits and a walk. Called strike 2.
With the 0-2 pitch coming up.
Laced foul. One thing you can say about these Hawks batters, they are a tough out. Sumida noticed that with only, 2 or 3 strikeouts. And the rest of these pitchers out of the bullpen have noticed it as well. They like to spoil pitches. They choke up on the bat. Tough outs all the way through the lineup. 0-2 on the way from Shunsuke Sato. Outside, ball 1. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update. Thanks to Danny for pointing out. The Buffaloes have runners at second and first and have shortened the run of the game to 5-3. Naoki Miyanishi into the game for the Fighters. T. Okada in his first top-flight game of the season at bat. Welcome back, T-Rex. Good to have you.
As Nakamura fouls one off to the left side, keeping the count at 1-2.
The Rocket Eagles just stranded the bases loaded in the 6th inning, but still lead 2-1. CC Mercedes able to wriggle out of a jam.
Nakamura getting ready for the 1-2 pitch, choking up on that bat with a runner at first. Skies this out to right field as
Ishii makes the grab.
Ishii, there we go.
And that will end the top of the 7th. 2 more insurance runs. Hawks now lead 7-3. It's the Lions' lucky 7. So sing along with the Cebu crowd here at Balloonadome
as we get ready for what will probably be another bullpen situation. Shuto looks like he's still trying to steal bases walking around out there. Oh my goodness! Wow, Leo the Lion really showing off his athleticism there, trying to outshow Henry the Hawk from the Hawks mascot. So we see the fans doing their best to combat the heat of this very toasty Saitama afternoon.
Danny Riz, Nippon Ham's closer, is Seigi Tanaka, a former Hawk. 13 saves on the season so far for Seigi. He's been solid.
And as we enter the bottom of the 7th inning, it is 2:45, just about 2:45 here on the East Coast. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for being here. Sound off in the chat from where you're at and what time it is right now. Getting ready to look up whoever the relief pitcher is here, though maybe it might be Yuki Matsumoto again, given he's got a 4-run lead, I think. But we have another switch. Sumori. .33 appearances so far this season. Given up 16 holds. Sumori. And so here we go at the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch. It's a fastball just outside for ball 1. Yuki Tsumori was an all-star back in the 2021 season as the 1-0 pitch. Good fastball just outside for ball 2.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of defensive substitutions.
Oh, boy. I will have a hard time calling that. So forgive me for just saying what positions are going on.
Yeah, let me refresh and see if I can get some names up.
2-0 pitch, fouled off to the left side, though the runner is making all of his way over and catches it for the first out. I believe that is still Kensuke Kondo, from what I could see. So first out of the inning.
You are correct. So your defensive substitutions: Seiji Uebayashi checks in right field, replacing Tatsuru Yanagimachi. Ukyo Shuto takes over in center for Taisei Makihara. Hikaru Kawase will take over at third base for name eludes me, Ryoya Kurihara. Tsumori.
Fastball to the outside. Ball 1. As Sosuke Genda is making his 4th plate appearance tonight, has not gotten on base yet. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right on the corner there for strike 1.
We still got almost 60 people watching, by the way. All of y'all who are staying up this late, thank you for ruining your sleep habits for us. We appreciate it.
As Genda foul that off to the left side, bringing the count to a 1-2. Tsumori getting ready for the 1-2 pitch. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. As the Hawks lead 7-3. Fastball just high and inside for ball 2.
Denver's only batting .214 on the season so far. It's been a bit of a rough go this season, but keep in mind, he was coming back from injury.
Yeah, definitely more of a defensive stud, but has shown in the past the ability to have some offense. As that fastball goes outside, bring us to a full count. Tsumori trying to have a decent start to this outing.
Yeah, like for example, last season, OPS of 655. His best season was back in 2018 with an OPS of 707. That's never been his strong suit, but he's here for the defense. They don't call him the human home run reel. He's the human highlight reel.
You know, when you said OPS of 695, I thought you meant on base percentage, and I was like, well, that's pretty gosh darn good.
No, that's on base plus slug.
Yeah.
On base percentage, His career on base is 347. Sorry, 322.
Full count here coming up after that foul ball. Some catcher looking for a, gonna guess, fastball right down the middle. As Gendo fouls that off to the left side yet again.
Well, it is nice to have everyone active in the chat. We do like to make this more of a collaborative effort. As someone asked, have I ever done a straight broadcast? Maybe back in like the 2022 Midnight Matinees. But it's way too much more fun to have y'all chatting.
Big strikeout by Samori.
Caught looking Genda. Beautiful pitch there by Tsumori.
See what that was. Looks like it might have been might have just been a straight fastball. Looks like it had a bit of dip in it though. In any case, that's a big strikeout for Samori to kick off this evening. Not sure what that's showing, gonna be completely honest. Is that the ages of players?
I think that's stolen bases.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense because it's
I briefly caught Raningu. 1 for 3, Kakeru Yamanobe. 1 for 4 on the season, so that first hit was important for Yamanobe's 2023.
Confidence.
Yeah, and confidence too. You're absolutely right.
You know. Foul ball.
Looks like the Eagles have expanded their lead. It's now 3-1 Eags over Marines at Zozo Marine Stadium. That game is also available on WatchDingo.com and Pacific League TV.
That's Samori fastball just outside for ball number 2.
I'm going to quickly check to see what the FTF game of the day will be at 1 p.m. Eastern. You know, normal people hours.
We're the elite here at this broadcast as the fastball just inside for ball number 3, bringing the count to 3-1. Not ruining your sleep schedule for baseball. That's true dedication. That's true baseball fandom. And Samori getting ready here for the 3-1 pitch. The Yamanobe hits it over to shortstop, flicks it. Whoa, with a perfect throw down to first base. What a throw by Uemura.
Again, 5 straight golden gloves you do not get without good reason.
Imamiya, I should say. And that brings us to the top of the 8th inning. Hawks lead 7-3. The Lions are definitely running out of time here. Let's see if they can pull something up.
All right, so it looks like the weekend series, or the game of the day, will be Buffaloes and Fighters. So you can tune into that on FTF Sports at 1 p.m. Eastern later today.
Getting another look at these retro or festival Lions kits they got going. Now, again, on the one hand, reminds me a bit too much of the Bay Stars, but on the other, those are some gorgeous uniforms. It'll be nice to see those when they play. That'll be the first week. Oh, no, it'll just be most of August. Okay, cool. Other August home series, I believe. Top of the 8th inning coming up here. Clock's coming up to bat. I think we're going to have a lot of different batters because of all the defensive substitutions. So let's see who we got going on here.
Between this and the Snoop Dogg song from earlier, I'm not really sure what's going on today with the radio DJ.
Just try to get low, 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 low. Oh, this song was huge at my high school prom. Oh gosh, I feel old.
See, my parents used to say that every time they popped a cassette in.
No, I've never listened to a cassette. I can at least say that much about my age.
Dude, you're like 32. You've listened to
I
this
am
episode
not
before.
32.
33, sorry.
I am not even 33. I'm a spry 29. I'll have you know.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, it is what I'm gonna go with. Actually, spry is probably the least accurate adjective you could possibly ever use to describe me.
Maybe Sprite.
All right, so
like
top of
Sprite.
the upcoming round here, who we have? Aoyama. And coming up to bat here, Imamiya made a wonderful play to end the inning just a second ago. And that fastball high and outside. This pitcher is Minato Aoyama. It's his rookie year. And he's had 2 saves so far this year. With the pitch fouled off to the backstop, 1-1.
He's got a fastball that he throws 60% of the time. His two-seam version of that, he throws 7% of the time. He's got a cutter that he throws 2% of the time, a curve that he throws 10% of the time, and a sweeper that he seems to throw 23% of the time.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's the first I've seen it actually called a sweeper.
Yeah, I was going to say the sweeper is the new thing going around. The 1-1 pitch coming up, grounded off to the left side, 1-2.
I don't really know why the curveball is sitting at 10% use rate, because people are batting .667 against this curveball.
No, that's probably why it's only 10%, not higher.
And they're batting .188 against this fastball.
Who's got 3 variations of it.
Fancy.
There's a lot of people heading out, it seems. A weird exodus in the stands. As the 1-2 pitch is coming up. Grounded off to the third baseman. Throws down to first to Wu Qingying and easily collected for the first out of the inning.
I'm not certain why he doesn't throw his cutter more often. Perhaps it's not comfortable for him to throw or anything like that, but he has way more success with that cutter in the small sample size compared to his curveball.
You see here, he got that really fine down the line to... Sorry, blank there. Down to Yamanobe, who flicked it over to first. Second batter coming up here should be Kensuke Kondo, unless there was another substitution. No, that is Kondo. First swing, ooh, fouled off the catcher's hand. That looked mighty painful. My goodness. Fork ball. Fouled off by Kondo. Oh, got him right in the wrist. Ouch. Oh, that's unfortunate. But he is a trooper and a veteran. He's going to stay in, obviously. Bringing us to the 0-1 pitch by Aoyama. Oof. Yeah, that curveball looks very hangy. If I was a batter, I would definitely be waiting on that. See Kondo's night so far, 2 for 2. Had a pretty good game so far, as he is wont to do, having a fantastic season so far. Already totaling his career high for home runs, and we're only in July.
Now we know he's an on-base machine, but the key to getting him out is to go down and away or go up in the zone and then keep going up, because he'll chase out of the zone at a very high rate.
Wonder if that's about to happen right here. Just set up high and outside for ball 2. I think the key to getting Kondo out is to get him when there's no runners in scoring position, because that seems to be his favorite time to hit.
When they're batting him at this season low and away, he's batting .214 with no hit, with 6 strikeouts.
Ooh, yeah.
And if they go even lower, he's got 3 strikeouts.
Let's see if the advanced analytic department is aware of that, and if Aoyama can take advantage. As the catcher is setting up low and away. Curveball just outside for ball 2 in the dirt.
See, they know it, but also he knows it, so he's not going to be swinging at anything, and that's pretty much just how he gets on base all the time. He knows what his weaknesses are. He's not going to go outside of that.
Just about rolling around to 3 a.m. here on the East Coast as the 2-2 pitch comes up. Fastball skied out to center field. Running back and, just off the wall. Kondo should be rounding off to second base with an easy stand-up double. Beautiful piece of hitting by one of the best batsmen in the... seems we've got a bit of a technical issue here. Terribly sorry about that to anybody watching.
I love this channel.
Fix this very quickly. Let's see what's going on here. So we are restoring. There we go. Sorry about that. We're back. So I thought Kondo just scored a run, but they're just subbing him off for a pinch runner, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I was gonna say what I missed.
And that brings up Tanigawara. Youngster standing out on second base. Man on second with one away here at the top of the 8th inning is Yuki Yanagita. Comes in to bat. 1 for 4 so far tonight with a bit of sort of a fielder's choice infield single. He scored an RBI on earlier as that curveball is low and inside for ball 1.
And that right there is the key for Yanagita. Now, if you look at his advanced zone, there's really nowhere he doesn't destroy the baseball, but that inside bottom corner is pretty much the only chance you have.
Right, the closest thing. Because I've seen him, if you pitch high, he will take that out of the park.
Everywhere on his heat map is pretty much red, except for that little corner down there.
If my math is right, Kensuke Kondo now has a 4-hit game. 2 doubles, 2 singles.
Yep, that's true. Yep. Did you guys see that Ohtani heat map that went around the other day?
I did not.
The entire zone was red except for right down the middle, which was blue, and it was like 180 or something like that.
That's quite funny, actually. 2 balls, no strikes coming up here to Yanagita. As fastball right down the middle for strike 1.
I don't know if you ever played Pro Baseball Spirits, but in the create a player there, you get to pick your where your hot zones are in your heat map when you're creating a player. And
interesting.
His heat map kind of looks like a fully leveled up player. Just everywhere is red.
Kind of reminds me of MLB The Bigs, where you would select your wheelhouse. So if anyone pitched to you there, you get a bonus. As the 2-1 pitch comes up, and Yanagita skies that deep out to right field, foul. A 2-2 pitch coming up here. Yanagita looking to score the man from second. As he golf swings at this one, fouled off once again.
Kiyomi, I have an inside joke with me and my friends that I am the best Pro Spirits player in North America. There's only like 10 of us, so the sample size is not too big.
Oh, hey, you're still number 1 of 10.
Don't have me play Power Pros, though. I can't play Power Pros.
Yeah, I was going to say, Power Pros is the one that they actually have as an Olympic sport. Also, hello, Nankai Hawks jerseys by the support post. Gotta love the green.
One of those was a hoodie, and that's the first hoodie jersey I've seen in NPB.
2-2 pitch with a fastball in the dirt. Wild pitch that's definitely going to advance the runner, and he even saw he was maybe thinking about going home with that. Aoyama taking a lot longer between pitches, and doesn't really seem to be servicing him any.
Hey, Mike, looks like you got another Pro Spirits fan in the chat.
We should form a club.
All 3 of you. As the full count pitch way outside, not even remotely close. Look at Yanagita down to first base. Easy as you like. 1 away. 1 away, runners on the corners. About top of the 8th inning. Now, I would have probably made that pitch just to get a guy on first to try to get the double play, but that does not look like that was the plan.
For a second there, I misunderstood you, and it sounded like you were doing one of those things where, like, if that was me, I just would have got him out.
If that was me, I would have struck him out. I'm built different.
Me personally, not saying it was, but if I was in that situation, which I wasn't.
No disrespect to AIMA, but I'm better.
And this brief interlude in New York sports radio is brought to you by Pacific League TV.
Where it's 3 a.m. now. It's time to get silly.
Yep, we've now entered the punch-drunk phase. Now's as good of a time as any to remind you, by the way, that this broadcast is the copyrighted material of Pacific League TV and cannot be redistributed or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Pacific League Marketing and the 6 Pacific League clubs.
As Taisei Makihara comes up for his fifth at bat of the evening. Where are we at? I think we're at 5th.
All right, Taisei moved over to 2nd. I missed that.
Oh, right, yes. I did see that on the graphic there very briefly. Breaking ball just outside for strike 1. You might see that on the replay there. Might have been a changeup, but not a fastball in any case. Getting ready here for the 0-1 pitch. Again, runners on first and third with one away here. Fastball in the dirt again. Ball 1.
Good block there by Koga. Interesting question from Danny Riz. How long is Tomoya Mori going to be out for Oryx? I don't know. I only found out about it earlier today myself.
With the pitch, fastball cranked deep out to right field. Fielder going way back, caught it. Is he going to make the throw down to home plate in time? Definitely not, as the runner will score, extending the lead of the Hawks 8-3 over the Lions. Top of the 8th inning, 2 away, as the Hawks further their lead.
Good fielding by Hidema to bring that one in, but you can sort of tell that this is the Hawks adding on a little bit.
I was looking at Makihara's heat map earlier during that at-bat, and it was an interesting one because there's 3 different areas in that where he's batting above 500, 4 where he's batting above 400, and about 2 where he's batting above 300. I assume it's a smaller sample size, but that's kind of ridiculous. Off the bench.
Right fielder Uebayashi coming up for his first at-bat of the evening, one of the defensive substitutes. Fukuoka is probably looking to bring in some young players to get some playtime here with this comfortable lead here in the 8th inning. It's interesting because this series, the Hawks in the first game made a last-minute comeback. In the second game, the Lions made the comeback, but the Hawks did still win in the extra innings. And now the Hawks are just kind of dominating here late in this game. Just really establishing themselves as a superior club. At the pitch, fastball skied straight, way into the backstop for strike 1. And still, despite the status of their team right now being down so many, the Lions faithful are still cheering as loud as ever.
Those were the Hawks fans.
Whoops. Right, I always forget. It's the offense that cheers only.
Yep. Again, Japanese baseball, the defensive team very rarely will get up and cheer. Usually like a do-your-best pitcher sort of thing. As you can see there, the team store for the Seibu Lions just over the concourse. A lot of people walking around the concourse trying to like find the cool spots.
Or, maybe getting a head start on traffic.
What traffic? It's
right,
train lines,
it's
remember?
trains, right. I forgot. I'm just so Americanized.
Excuse me?
Well, we're American in the proverbial North American sense.
Yeah, it's a perfect.
Show me your medical bills. I don't believe you.
You know what's funny? The other day at work, I told someone I might go down to America for the weekend. And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "America." They're like, and they just looked at me. I'm like, "The country south of us?" And they're like, "Oh, I call that the U.S." I'm like, "Right, but I'm sorry. You should know what I mean when I say America. That's not weird. I'm not weird for saying that."
I mean, technically, Mexico's called the United Mexican States. So
Well, there you go.
If you call them the United States, you have to be specific.
1 and 2. Whoa, big swing and a miss. Strikeout. As Aoyama, while giving up some runs, did get a strikeout down that inning as the Hawks stand 8-3 going into the bottom of the 8th. Fujimoto probably advising of another, if not defensive substitution, definitely another bullpen arm coming in. Doubt we'll be seeing Levan Moinello, though it would be nice if we did. Because I love to see that man throw those heaters and those curveballs. Bit of a somber tone from the Lions organ. And yes, Master Man, the catcher protection is different. I noted that too myself. It looks very different. It seems lighter, but I assume it still protects you just as well.
Well, keep in mind, different domestic manufacturers. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I
for
noticed Koga's using a Zet brand chest protector. You have, think, brands like Mizuno, Descent.
I couldn't read what that said, but I hope they're calling on 39-year-old Takeya Nakamura to try to save the game.
Okay, that towel design with the hanging bit off the bottom is a nice look.
That's interesting. I would worry very frail. I think one wash and that's done.
Speaking of chest protection, I was watching it was a partial game from 1975, and the umpires were dressed up as if they were going to a wedding, and their chest protector was massive. It was like just a giant pillow attached to like their suits. And the thing that struck me was it was footage from 1975, and it looks like it was recorded like yesterday. The film was perfect.
Wow,
and then I
that's
try to
awesome.
watch some games from the 90s, and they look like they boiled the master tape in battery acid.
Yeah, those 90s games look rough, but I like the grit, you know?
I just don't know how.
They look sun-bleached, you're right.
Oh, there's some
Speaking
that
of
are double
sun-bleached,
exposed.
Take a look at the outfield bleachers behind the cheering section. They've got sunscreens out there now to keep the glare from going right into the batter's eyes. Very clever.
Takeda coming into pitch.
Well, we also saw him last weekend, Shota Takeda. Had an injury last season at the end of August. Wound up rehabbing, and now he's back with the top flight club. 17 innings pitched, 4.76 ERA, 16 strikeouts.
6-time Japan Series winner. 16 would be bloody impressive. No, 6-time Japan Series winner. Getting off to a good start here with the first strike on Apple Punch Shuta Donazaki. Oh, as he skies that out to center field, should be easily collected for the first out of the inning. One away.
Shuto's got that speed. You know he's able to chase it down. That is one way to pronounce David McKinnon.
Shota Takeda actually is a former first-round pick by the Hawks from back in 2011. Long time with the organization now. And also a former international with the Samurai team. It's David McKinnon looking to pick up another hit here. Huge curveball that went around the world before landing for strike one. Oh, okay, all right. Breaking ball just down and in for ball one. 1-1 pitch coming up here from Takeda. As fastball low and away for a strike. Yeah, McKinnon checked swinging there, but he did come around. Yeah.
Okay, you gotta look back to the previous a peel down where it looked like Tonosaki went all the way around. That may have just been a makeup call.
See, the Lions fans are still cheering. I'm not wrong.
Yep.
Fouled that off to the right side. Again, stays at 1 and 2.
Well, on the record, Takeda is a 6-pitch pitcher. There's only really 2 pitches that he should be using. That's his fastball and his slider, what teams are batting the lowest against. Everything else, he just they seem to be on top of.
Well, that curveball, as we saw, while very bendy, takes a long time to get to the plate. So, again, wouldn't be surprised if that's what hitters sit on.
Would you believe it if I told you he's not given up a hit on the curveball all year?
Wow, okay, crazy. Well, keep it up then. 2-2 pitch coming up here. Fouled off to the backstop. McKinnon continues to survive this at-bat.
Quick check-in on the standings. Since you mentioned the Hawks are in the Pacific League pennant race, if these scores hold through the rest of tonight, the Hawks will leap over the Buffaloes and claim first in the Pacific League after 11 or 12 weeks.
Buffaloes and Hawks have been trading first place a lot this season, with also the Marines working their way in there.
Well, I mean, last season went down to a tiebreaker in the last game of the season.
Ooh, swing and a miss for strike 3. Takeda picks up his first strikeout of the evening. Not even close. And the first pitch, breaking ball just outside for strike 1. As I think it's Wu Ting Ying for coming up for his 4th at bat. Obviously, he scored the 3 runs with his home run earlier in the game, I should say. Skies that deep out to right field, should be just foul. Then again, as we saw earlier, you never know, might wrap around that foul pole. It's getting hard to talk at this hour.
It's all good, Jimbo. I'll tag in for the 9th. The break is appreciated.
It's fine. I got my coffee. I'm doing good. Oh, 2 pitch coming up here. Way outside for ball 1.
You know, I have to go back to our records. I'm positive the home team has a losing record in every midnight matinee game we've broadcasted. Like, the only one I can think of that the home team won, as Kai makes this grab, was this season's opening night at Escon Field. And even then, that went to extras.
And that brings us over to the top of the 9th inning with the Hawks way out ahead, 8-3 here. It would take a miracle for the Lions to make a comeback, but let's see what happens. Or maybe the Hawks might just extend their lead. Once more before we get wrapped up here, I'd just like to remind everyone of some upcoming games we have. On Tuesday, July 11th, we will have the Buffaloes and Marines. Thursday, July 27th, Eagles and Fighters. Tuesday, August 8th, Hawks, Eagles. Tuesday, September 12th, Fighters and Buffaloes. All games starting at 5 a.m. Eastern with the Baseball for Breakfast crew. Come on down and enjoy the game with us. And after this game, be sure to check out the podcast and other things on Pacific League TV. With the podcast, we do English coverage of all the Pacific League teams every week. And obviously, we have highlight reel videos too. So please do check that out.
Tanshi in the chat, to answer your question, we try to give every team a chance to play at home on the Midnight Matinee.
That's right. So our games are usually decided well in advance of the season. Once the schedule is out, we're negotiating with the PL teams and our producers in order to make sure that we've got an even balance in the schedule in terms of time and in terms of teams.
I hope this song doesn't get us copyrighted. It was quite loud.
Well, that's why we're trying to talk over it and blah-de-blah-de-booty, blah-de-blah-blah-blah-blah. What's with the, okay, I have to ask what's going on with the altar in the back there.
Oh, what? Oh my God! Yeah, I'm so. I was looking at the caps and how they sheened, and I didn't see that strange effigy they had going on back there. As we continue to try to avoid copyright.
Well,
And
I believe it's all covered in the agreement that the broadcast the game, so I think it's all fine in the
Okay,
end.
well there we go. That's
yeah,
good.
and Tanchi, if you wanted to watch Fighters Buffaloes, our good friends FTF Sports will be broadcasting that game at 1 p.m. Eastern. So quick, go to bed now and tune in for that.
Or alternatively, you can get the Pacific League TV subscription and check out the game whenever you want at your own leisure.
Ah, that's why there's a different song there. That is a foreign pitcher, Bull Takahashi, born in Brazil.
Oh, I was gonna say Takahashi sounds awfully not foreign, but all right, very cool.
There's a surprising number of Brazilian Japanese heritage people.
Shuto, the
Largest
speedster.
concentration of Japanese outside of Japan is in Brazil.
Really interesting. I would have guessed Canada. With strike one coming in from the fastball inside.
Bull's been effective so far this season, 2.65 ERA, 14 strikeouts in 17 innings pitched. Hasn't gotten an opportunity for a hold yet, but last season with 2.56 ERA, he's done well.
Shuto bloops that out to center field. Easy pickup for his one of his first hits of the season. So he's had a sub 200 batting average so far, but that'll help his average get up, and he will definitely be looking to steal a base here, knowing him.
Well, Masterman, I do not want to say the Japanese broadcaster doesn't care about it because they're the people who we are working with in order to broadcast these games. And trust me, they see the support y'all are putting in the chat, in our community tabs. Our producer definitely passes that along. So thank you to you for your support.
Yeah, and we've noticed a huge uptick in support of not only the Japanese game in general, but Pacific League TV specifically. And yeah, that's why we're trying to bring more English content to you guys.
Called strike. Koga.
Wait, what? That seems like very
Shuto's
outside.
Like, really? Okay.
That is
Shuto,
true.
of course, base stealing threat for sure. And I mean, the reason why the PL is able to do this is because their media rights are aggregated under the Pacific League marketing banner. They don't, whereas the Central League, each team controls their own media rights. So if you want to get the CL TV, you got to negotiate with 6 different people who can at times have competing goals. Koga setting up outside for Bull Takahashi. Kawase will chop this one foul.
Now, if you're able to somehow find your way back to the 1990s in Japan, you could actually hear several Japanese baseball teams in English on the radio over there at that time.
That's right. I remember Rakuten used to have an Eagles English broadcast on their radio stations in the Sendai area.
Yeah, there was that, and in the 90s, a couple of teams made a big push for the foreign crowd at that time. I don't know what came of it or why it went away, but they were on radio for a number of years.
I feel like now that I know this, I feel as now that we are continuing on a grand tradition of baseball in English. Kawase soars this to center. Coming in is Shuto, or is Kish, and he makes the grab.
You know it's getting late because I almost made the mistake again. I was like, wow, those line faithful are really loud.
Well, that's one out here in the...
It's 3:21 a.m. here. That's what that is.
Masterman, I'm not sure, but that definitely tracks. Kai, 0 for 0 with a walk so far today.
Runner on first with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. He's got a thick bat. Oh, there it is.
Koga off
Shuto,
running.
easy safe. Oh, ooh.
Shuto with a tumble, but maintains contact with the base. That's a sign of a professional base stealer. Koga, good pop time, good throw. It looks like it beats him, but the tag is late and on his hindquarters.
Man, wow, he really stretched back to get back on that. Ooh, just
Off
late
the
with that
base,
throw.
and yeah, that would like injure my entire arm if I tried that.
Injure my entire body trying to do that.
Ukyo Shuto stole 50 bases in the 2020 season, and has stolen at least 21 every single completed season to date.
And he's got 2 here tonight, and now he's going to get another base. And I thought he was going to go for home, because if there's anyone who's going to go for home, it's him. But that moves him all the way over to third.
I do like Takahashi going with just Bolt on the back of his jersey.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. You know, I looked at that for a second, and I saw 42, and I don't know why Bo 42 stuck out to me. For a moment, I thought that was Bo Jackson's number, but it wasn't. I just went and looked into it, but I thought that would have been pretty funny.
When I see Shuto on the base pass, I sometimes begin to wonder, how many energy drinks has he had?
Yes. All the Pocari Sweat.
Not sports drink, I mean the hardcore energy drinks.
Oh, like the stuff that Arnold Schwarzenegger was shilling. Got it.
Or like Real Gold, if you ever seen that one in the vending machine.
Can't say I have. Normally I have pretty good sleep when I'm over there. Count is 2-1 here. Runner at third, 1 out. Bull Takahashi getting some late innings here. Takuya Kai comes set. 2-1 on the way. Inside, ball 3. Fastball goes one side of the diamond to the other. Out-of-town scoreboard update. Seiji Tanaka's in for the save at Escon Field, Hokkaido. Can they win the dome opener, or lid opener, I should say, against the Buffaloes? Sugimoto's at the plate. Over at Zozo Marine Stadium, the other Taiwanese notable player, Sung Ja Hao, is on the mound in the top of the set, or in the bottom of the seventh.
Whoa! I'm shocked that was a ball, but I don't know what the umpire saw there, frankly, but all right.
6-1 Eagles. Now, I do wonder if Bo Takahashi came through the draft or not, because if he came through the draft, then he is a domestic player. If he didn't, then he's a foreign player. It's the same rule that got Gosuke Kato, the reverse posting, brought in as a regular player. Akira Nakamura nursing a Moda show, 3 for 4 today with a walk. All singles, so that's why, as a contact first baseman, he's such an atypical first baseman. He also does play corner outfield, but when your Golden Gloves are at first, go with what works. Bo Takahashi was with the Kia Tigers in the KBO before coming here. His full name is Rodrigo Hitoshi Kaimoti Takahashi. Formerly with the Arizona Diamondbacks and Cincinnati Reds organizations.
So he would count as a foreign import.
Yeah. He's fluent in English, Portuguese, and Spanish, and is conversational in Japanese.
As that brings us a deep ball inside for ball 1.
And he has played for the Brazilian national team in WBC qualifying play.
One pitch coming up here. Again, top of the 9th with 1 away, runners on the corners. Bo Takahashi trying not to let the Hawks extend their lead.
Double play would be real nice right about now.
As Nakamura skies that deep out to left field, right field, way back, just off the wall, as a diving outfielder tried to get it. That brings home the runner, and that'll strand the man at second and third. So, Nakamura's great night continues as he picks up an RBI there. I believe he's picked up 4 hits today and 1 walk.
That is correct. And now, yeah, lefty sniper is right. My goodness, Akira's having himself a day. I do wonder who the heck the hero interview is going to be for. Is it going to be Kondo or is it going to be Akira?
I'd think it'd have to be Akira personally, but there's definitely some good candidates there. Because you also have to think about the fact that Nomura picked up a huge home run that kind of kicked this all off earlier.
That looked close to a home run. The extended fence keeping it in the ballpark.
I'm sure we'll see on a replay how close that was, but man, that was close.
So if these scores hold, with the Fighters just beating the Buffaloes 6-3, so they did their part, Hawks in line of retaking the pennant lead, and more importantly, the Fighters could get within 3 games of the Marines.
I think the Fighters might be a late season come on. Like they seem to be figuring it out at the right time.
Yeah, don't sleep on the pig punchers, basically. Kenta Imamiya with 1 for 4, but he's gotten like what, 3 sacrifice bunts?
They don't punch pigs; they punch for pigs. They fight on behalf. There's no quarrel with them.
Also, my mistake. The gap is not 3 games; it is 7 games.
Oh,
so
quite the difference.
Yeah, so the Fighters will be closing to 6 games, which is still important.
Better than 7.
Yep.
As Mamiya gets ready for the 0-1 pitch. Skies that out to the right side for a foul ball. 0-2.
I'm surprised he's getting the swing sign instead of more bunts.
0-2 pitch coming up here for Takahashi.
Runners at second and third with 1 out.
So he fouls that off to the right side again. Staying alive. Oh, though the fielder, almost gets that.
See previous comment about why you need to have such firm netting. It's specifically because runners are going to go right into it. Let's see the attempt again. Ooh. Just out of the reach of Hiruma, who goes
almost barehanded that. And yeah, Tenchi, it does look lovely outside the stadium. The Lunar Dome seems like a wonderful area. I can't wait to go there one day.
Tough game for Hiruma after that booted ball that really broke things open for the Hawks.
Was Hiruma the fielder on that, or have they switched?
Yeah,
him?
he was the one who did the slide tackle.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
14 hits so far today for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks compared to 4 for the Lions. The Rockets and Eagles have tacked on an extra one over at Zozo Marine Stadium. It's 7-1, top of the 8th for the Golden Birdies.
It's the 0-2 pitch high and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, in this heat, and I do not want to be a close personal friend of a mascot character.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
We've actually gained steam. We still got 51 people tuned in. And, I mean, for Australia, it makes sense. It's actually your time zone. Ditto for Indonesia and other Asia-Pacific countries. But all y'all on the west, on the East Coast, folks, what are we doing? Fly ball into right. Hiruma charging it, makes the play. Too close to the infield for the runners to go. 2 down.
And for those of you still with us, just late into the game, let us know where you are and what time it is, because it's 3:30 a.m. over on the East Coast here, and I mean, I'm actually feeling less tired than I thought I would, but we are getting towards where I'm getting a little sleepy.
Yep. This is the same zone we were at for our opening series. It was just, that game went to like 4:15, 4:30 in the morning. I was celebrating we managed to finish it before sunrise.
Part of me died when that game went into extras.
I know, right?
You know, you did remind me.
Yes, baseball, but no, not then.
You just reminded me. I thought to myself after this game, I might just go try to see the sunrise on top of the mountain in Montreal. It'd be a nice
that'd
little,
be gorgeous.
yeah, nice little. I mean, I'm up, right?
Can you see it through the smoke?
Good question. You know, actually, I took a picture on my way to Toronto of how the smoke was insane. Like, the visibility was ridiculous. And yeah, the sun like looked like a floating orange dime in the sky. There was so much smoke in front of it. It was crazy.
Oh, Nakashi watching from Central Europe, so he's getting this as baseball for breakfast. How do you like that? Your usual broadcasts, Jimbo, are like afternoon or matinee time for Central Europe, so it's great to tune in.
Yeah, it's very cool that we're able that we get so many European viewers, because both these games, you know, they're morning games for some and then afternoon games when we do the baseball for breakfast. So that brings us up to 1 ball, and here's the pitch. Breaking ball just painting the corner for strike number 1, 1-1. You got Nat 2V at Southeast Asia, 3:30 p.m. So basically the same time that's going on, I think, game time, maybe 1 hour difference.
Yeah, 1 hour difference. It's a perfect AM/PM flip for us. I remember when I was in at Balloonadome back in 2019, I didn't go for the usual snack. I went for Okinawan fried donuts, sata andagi. Sure enough, there's a few Okinawan food stands at Balloonadome. So you can get something a little different than your traditional karage, edamame, and yakisoba.
And breaking ball just painting the corner again, bring us to strike 2, 2-2.
All right, looks like we have Koyomi Matic taking some orders for coffee beans.
Colombian coffee is good.
Tenshi, who needs coffee when you have insomnia? 2-2 on the way to Tanagiwara. That's playable. Gonna be a close one. Koga racing for it. Makes the grab.
And what a grab. Fantastic play by Koda to bring an end to the inning and the end of the Hawks' night, unless the Lions score, I believe, 6 runs here. But that brings us to the bottom of the 9th with the Hawks ahead 9-3. Bottom of the home team outing coming up here.
Kishi, Takagi, Koga. Unless we see pinch hitters, and I wouldn't be surprised if we do.
Oh, yeah, if Nakamura's well, I imagine he comes out here to at least try to put a run on. You know, just for the fun of it. And Shota makes his way out to center.
So the score is SoftBank 9, Woon Yen Ting 3, Cebu Lions 0.
Wow. Oh, there is Takei Nakamura right at the edge of your frame there.
The man they call second helpings for good reason. Between Nakamura and Kuriyama, there's a lot of incredible careers finishing up in Saitama Seibu. And those are like lifers under the Lions banner.
Oh, yeah. Nakamura's been there for like nearly 20 years.
Hawks fans giving their pitcher some encouragement to close this one out. Masaki Mimori checking in for Akira Nakamura at first. A little bit of extra defense there. Mimori normally a second baseman. Good to see a whole bunch of Nankai Hawks green in the stands. Green is not represented anywhere in the Pacific League anymore, color-wise. So it's nice to see. Well, minus whatever the Buffaloes are going to put out as their summer uniform.
As Ogata takes the mound to, you would imagine, not blow a 6-run lead, but we'll see.
Shuta Ogawa, or Shuto Ogawa rather.
In his 4th season with the big club, he's made sporadic relief appearances over his career, though, mostly a minor league player.
Well, he is also only 24 years old. This season, in 6 1/3 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 4.26 ERA. So up by 6, rest Moinello and Osuna. Kishi swings at the first pitch, skies it. That's going to scrape the lid. Mimori. There was a couple of shrugs there of, I think I got it.
But easily collected for the first out of the final inning here. 1 away.
And we are going to broadcast the hero interview here on stream, just without our lovely voices. Takagi getting a chance to bat here. I'm getting 2 strikeouts and a ground out so far. Let's see if he can get off the schneid and record his first hit of the 2023 season. Another high fly ball, another dome scraper. That one's picked up by Makihara. 2 down. You can see the Hawks players on the bench going, yeah, I swear it's hitting the lid. There we go. There's a pinch hitter. Takumi Kuriyama, one of the legends of this Lions lineup, off the bench and into the game. Over 2,000 career hits and a Japan Series ring in 2008. So far this season, only 1 home run.
That looks like it went through the catcher's glove, like it busted.
Speaking of broken mitts, I have to replace my softball glove. One of the strings broke in a game recently. And I have a doubleheader coming up on Thursday. I got to get on that.
Oh boy.
Kuriyama sends this another deep fly ball into foul territory. Makihara basically ran into the outfield and
decided not to get it in the end.
Don't know what he was trying to do there. You see the hit counter there for Kuriyama, 2,094 in his storied career. You have to wonder if any Lions player will wear number 1 after him. With 2,000 hits, he's admitting himself into the Mei Kyukai, the Golden Players Hall of Fame. Kai's going to give this one a look, and he catches that up against the backstop. Ball game birdies. The Hawks sweep the Lions with a 9-3 victory.
Yeah, and as we previously said, as close as those other games were, this one was not that, unfortunately, as the Hawks pounded the Lions throughout the game and just held them to 0 offense. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and the Hawks are now, I think, top of the Pacific League.
You are correct by a half game, and the Hawks have games in hand on the Buffaloes, too. Yanagita showing off those locks of his. My goodness, when he doesn't tuck them under his hat, it's
beautiful. The word is beautiful.
I was going to go with Beatles-esque.
And just a quick reminder to those of you who enjoyed the game and want to watch us again, our next game is Tuesday, July 11th. We're going to have a 5 a.m. game, baseball for breakfast, as the Buffaloes take on the Marines. So please come by for that. And again, we are so thankful to have all of you here. And Gabe, anything you want to say before we wrap up here?
I'll pass the mic over to Mike first before I sign off.
Thank you to everybody that came out. Check the community post for the rest of the schedule. It's also on screen right now. Be sure to leave a comment, share the live feed, and do everything, and that's how you get more Pacific League broadcasts and more live game coverage.
For my part, I'd like to thank our producer for managing the stream and keeping us on a tight ship and on a tight schedule. To all of you, the fans who've stuck around as long as you have, time is precious. and I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend some of yours with us tonight. Jimbo and Mike back in the booth on the 11th. You'll hear from me next on August 20th. Sweet dreams, everyone. We leave you now with the hero interview.
そしてホークスファンの皆様、ヒーローインタビューです。先制のツーランホームラン、野村勇選手にお越しいただきました。ナイスバッティングでした。
ありがとうございます。
2回の第1打席、ランナーを1人置いての打席でした。どのような意識でバッターボックスは迎えたんでしょうか。
はい、とにかく、思い切って、自分のスイングすることだけを、考えました。
打った瞬間、打球が高く上がりました。ご自身の手応えはいかがでしたか。
はい、手応え十分で、いったかなっていう、感じでした。
今日はスタメンでの出場となりました。このゲームに対してはどのような意識で臨んだんでしょうか。
そうですね、自分が起用されてるんで、もう本当に思い切っていくだけだなと、思って、挑みました。
野村選手が一軍に復帰して約1ヶ月弱となりますが、体のコンディションなどは大丈夫と見てよろしいんでしょうか。
はい、もう腰の方は、万全なので、コンディションは、もう万全です。
野村選手のホームランをきっかけに、今日はチーム14安打9得点と打線がつながりました。非常にいいきっかけの一打になったんじゃないですか。
はい、そういうきっかけになれて、はい、良かったなと思います。
さあ、これでチームは5連勝です。来週はホーム福岡にも帰ります。今日も多くのファンが詰めかけていますので、最後にファンの皆さんにメッセージをお願いします。
はい、福岡に帰っても、このまま連勝を続けれるように、頑張りたいと思います。応援よろしくお願いします。
ありがとうございました。今日のヒーロー、野村勇選手でした。